Everyone, welcome to Anime Amigos. I'm Calvin Atkinson, the Pokemon Punk.
I'm Reese, the Gundam Guru.
I'm Ren, the JoJo Genius.
I'm Elliot, the Vanguard Vagrant, and I don't have a joke this time.
Hey!
Whoopsie doodle, I'm just a big fuckhead. Don't worry. So to make up for that, I'm just going to reuse a joke that I've used previously. I hope you like the Sonic 06 one, because that's what you're hearing.
Confession number 5,751.
No, again!
Really need to go.
Close it down,
I
Elliot.
did say that I want one, and
We haven't got enough time,
Yeah,
right?
speed up, Elliot. Come
I
on.
don't really
Oh, go.
need one. I'm not desperate or anything.
Oh, this one isn't
I'm
much,
actually
actually.
quite happy with the way things are.
Oh, this one's alright.
I mean,
Anyway,
Yeah.
it
let's
means
move-
I need a Vaporeon.
let's move on, man.
Okay, thank God. We got to a bad bit of that.
Vaporeon plus, you say. A man of culture, I
Start the
see.
fucking episode!
2022, very good year for anime, I'd say.
Very good.
Yeah.
Indeed,
I
absolutely.
mean, look at the 10 nominees we have at the minute. It's a lot of good nominees.
Well, 9 nominees, I would say.
What do you mean 9?
You know my thoughts on Dress Up Darling.
Fuck you. Okay, let's go straight into Elliot. Your challenge, should you choose to accept it, can you get all the honourable and dishonourable mentions in 10 minutes or less?
Yeah, if I dedicate each to 10 seconds. So we have...
Your time starts now.
So we have 49 this time. Let's get straight into it. A Becky Sailor uniform. It's a very fun anime with a bunch of girls just doing high school shit. It is very fun. I really enjoy it. Number 2, Ahare wa Hakurenai. And one of my favorite romances of the year. Honestly, I think it was generally just another very cute one. What do you not remember that one?
Which one was that one?
Buff guy, small girl.
Yeah. She yeah.
The
very
quiet
small.
little
Oh,
girl.
yeah,
that one.
yes.
Yeah, I remember
Anyway,
that one.
anyway, moving on. Number 3, Awashi. A really good football anime, actually. And this is coming from someone who doesn't really care about football. I really hope for season 2, and if it went for Blue Lock, it would easily be the best sports anime of the year. Number 4, dishonorable mention, Attack on Titan season 5. Again, I refuse to call it the final season. Ultimately, just not very good. Not very good from what I've heard. I'm gonna move on. Another dishonorable mention, number 5, Bastard. A very interesting concept. But went down by the main character ultimately being a rapey.
Nice.
Number 6, one I'll probably get one of these to talk about. Beast Tamer.
Very good. Watch it.
I quite liked it more than I thought I was going to.
I know what's the first episode.
One for Ren to talk about. Number 7, Bleach 1000-Year Blood Arc.
It's fucking sick, and it's what we've been waiting for over a decade.
Number 8, Call of the Night. Very good, fun vampire anime coming from someone who really likes vampires.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, ultimately just really good. Number 9, the case study of Vanitas season 2. I did not think Vanitas would get this fucking good. It was really close to being up here for a wild card. It didn't sadly. Number 10, honorable dishonorable mention, depending. Chainsaw Man. Ultimately, bad people taking down demons. I personally quite enjoyed that.
I'm very mixed on it.
Number 11, one that's good dishonorable mention from Calvin. Classroom of the Elite.
Didn't like it. Just
Yeah.
did not like. Thought it ruined most of the goodwill the first season had.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Yeah, okay. Number 12, Dancer. Who thought a ballet anime would end up actually being this good? I thought, yeah, just...
Probably could have made it on this list.
Yeah, probably. Number 13, one person from me, Danmachi season 4. This season was fucking great. Yeah, not as good as season 3, but holy hell, I still loved it. It's continuing the season. Cannot wait to see more of it.
Well, I watched Beast Tamer back for Reese, so I'll have to watch that for you.
Yeah. Number 14, Diamond, Recipe for Happiness. A guy trying to help in a sweet shop. It's generally just really wholesome. I really enjoyed it. Number 15, The Devil's a Part-Timer season 2. Honestly, a bit disappointed with it. I vastly prefer season 1, mostly because the animation did have a bit of a nosedive and the plot seemed to go nowhere.
I personally prefer the second season, but we can disagree on that one.
Number 16, Do It Yourself. Another very wholesome one of just a bunch of girls in a DIY club, and where they really like to keep telling you that the main girl's name is US Soulfu.
Yeah.
You're coming up to 3 minutes, man. You're still on good time.
Number 17, The Enemies in Shadow. A really fucking fun isekai anime. One of the most fun ones to come out this season. I personally absolutely loved it. Fully recommend to everyone. Number 18, one for Reese to talk about. Fruitopia.
Yes, the continuation of the Kamen Rider Double series from 2009. If you're a Kamen Rider fan, watch it.
I'm really surprised it wasn't a wild card for you.
It
Anyway.
was on my list.
Number 19, Genius Princess Guide to Raising the Kingdom a Nation Out of Debt. This is how you do the Rebuild a Kingdom one. It was just ultimately really fun It was really funny. Had really good characters. I personally very good. Number 20, Golden Kamuy season 4. It's a shame we didn't get to see the end of this season, but what we got was ultimately just really good. Number 21, this someone will mention, and maybe Calvin will talk about Harem in the Labyrinth.
Oh god, just no.
Move on for that.
Just no.
Move on for that
just
one.
no.
Number 22, the heroines run the show. Run the show. A high school girl manages a pop idol duo. Very, 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 very fun. Once again, really good characters. Absolutely loved it. Number 23, I'm a villainess, so I'm taming the final boss. Another very, very fun romance isekai. Honestly, I kind of prefer this one to My Next Life as a Villainess.
Ooh, that is very...
I just think I honestly just kind of prefer the main character.
Same, Aljo and Ali with that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Anyway,
I'm definitely
Number
gonna...
24, Kaguya-sama Lovers War, ultra romantic. Kaguya-sama ended this year, which is kind of a shame, but you have to...
Well, it's not ended, the movie's going to end.
I mean the manga.
Yeah.
Either way, a lot of people say this. I agree with a lot of people. This is the best season of Kaguya-sama. I cannot wait to see more. Of
It
it.
probably would have been nominated, but I think we all agreed season 2 already won once, so it was time for a different one to
Number
win.
25, Komi Can't Communicate season 2. Oh
Very
my god,
good.
I fucking love this one. It was absolutely
So
awesome.
funny.
Absolutely one of the best sequels to come out this year. Another one for Reese. Number 26, Love After World Domination.
Yeah, so this is a parody of Super Sentai, aka Power Rangers in the West. Absolutely hilarious, you should watch it.
Halfway point early.
One sec. Number 27. Did I have 48? My bad. Number 27. My Hero Academia season 6. Holy hell! This is the best one we've got. This is the best one we've had since season 3.
Yeah.
It was from two alright seasons. We had an absolutely amazing one. Absolutely stunning. Can't wait to see more of it.
Agreed.
Number 28. Another dishonorable mention. My stepmom's daughter is my ex. Enough said. Number 29, another one for me personally, Orion. I actually really like this one. Yeah, it was kind of generic. Yeah, it was kind of done before, but I personally thought it was a lot of fun. I'm kind of hoping that we see more of it. Number 30, Overlord season 4. Personally, in my opinion, probably the weakest of the Overlord seasons, but I still thought it was pretty damn good.
I'll actually disagree with that opinion.
Really? What do you say? It's one of the best.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'm sort of between you two on that one.
Number 31, Parallel World Pharmacy. I believe we had another pharmacy one come out last year. This is how you do it. This one was surprisingly really damn good. Number 32, reincarnated as a sword. Another one of the reincarnated as things.
You nearly said slime
with
there.
with really fun characters.
Yeah.
Generally a very good vibe. This is another one I do hope we get a season 2 for. Number 33, Rising of the Shield Hero Season 2. Yeah, it wasn't quite as good as Season 1, but personally, I still quite enjoyed it, especially the second half. That was very good.
Still really good.
Number 34, one for Calvin, Romantic Killer.
Oh yeah, really good Netflix show. I arguably was probably in my 10 best of the year, but I knew it was never going to win with these three, so I decided to just leave it off.
Yeah.
Number 35, Sabikui Bisco. A very fun, very great world building, awesome, really cool characters, and you know the person who wrote this was on fucking drugs.
Yeah.
Shroom specifically.
Yeah. Number 36, Sasaki and Miyano. One of the best romance anime to come out this year, in my opinion. A very, very good couple. I just really liked this one. I definitely seem to be more of a BL fan than I thought I would be. Number 37, Shadow's House Season 2. Fucking amazing continuation of what was already a really awesome anime. Once again, one of the best sequels of the season. Absolutely go watch it. Number 38, Shikamori's Not Just a QT.
Really liked that one.
Another very fun romance slice of life. Especially interesting that they actually start off as a couple. Thank God.
Buying the manga of that one, actually.
Oh, cool. Number 39, To Your Eternity Season 2. Another very good continuation from Season 1. It does meander a little bit at the beginning, but it does really pick up around the end. Yeah, just ultimately...
I've swapped to the dub on it, I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, ultimately very good. Number 40, Tomodachi Game. Just how close are the bonds of friendship? Well, this game tries to test that, and another seriously good one.
This is what King's Game should have been.
Yeah. Absolutely. Number 41, Tribe 9, the most underrated anime of this year. Holy hell, how did you people sleep on it? It was fucking great.
Anime baseball. What more do you need?
Extreme anime baseball.
Number 42, Uncle from Another World. I thought this one was not going to be good at all. Turned out to be a really, really fun one. Uncle is one of the funniest
that's what it
characters
is.
of this year. I really, really like this one. Number 43, dishonorable mention. I'll move on to Calvin for Urusei Yasuda.
Oh god, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this one because if you talk about the Inuyasha creators' work with anything other than Relevance, you get the shit kicked out of you on Twitter. But I just don't like Inuyasha. I really didn't like this. I don't get the love for it.
Yeah.
It just seems like dumbasses being
Yeah,
dumbasses.
moving on. Number 44, Uzaki-chan wants to hang out season 2 and move on to Calvin again.
Pretty good. Really like this season. Seems like they're moving it on a bit, but they're also kind of dicking about with it as well.
Yeah. Number 45, Vampire in the Garden, one of the most slept on anime of this year, which is a shame because
yes.
it was really damn good. It was so close to being a wild card.
I didn't think it would win with these two. That's why I didn't nominate it.
Number 46, Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun,
Another great season.
Another amazing season. Iruma-kun just keeps getting better and better and better. I thoroughly love this one. Number 47, will Ayumi make his move? Another very cute, very fun romance anime where I wish they got together at the end. They didn't in the end. They didn't, but oh well, I still really enjoy it. And finally, number 48, Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting. Really fun, even though it's not all like what the Yakuza is. Honestly, a go-to rival Anya for Spy Family, which I didn't think I would say. Really good. I highly recommend it.
You had 1 second to spare.
No way! Wow, that's 0.85 seconds. That's great.
You lucky bastard.
No, that was skill. That was pure skill.
I just want to check for the camera just to prove it. That it says 9 minutes 59 seconds and 0.15. He'd actually. But anyway, so the 10 nominees we do have, because you probably guessed them if you didn't see them there.
Well, they probably saw it in the thumbnail. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
No, I can only get if you try to get all 10 in the. There's definitely not going to be the thumbnail. If you try to get 10 in the thumbnail, then
Too crowded.
It's way too crowded. So I'm only going to put the 4 seasonal anime winners. Which doesn't mean necessarily if you clicked on this, the thumbnails necessarily shows off the winner, because of course. Yeah. So the 4 nominees we have for Anime of the Year are, in release order, My Dress Up Darling. Hang on a second, let me get this back up. I've got my shopping list there. Your Boy Kongming! Spy X Family.
You have to say it like that every time, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Objectively.
Yeah.
Spy X Family, Lycoris Recoil, Maiden Abyss Season 2, Cyberpunk Edgerunners, Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mecury, Mod Psycho 100 Season 3, Bochi The Rock, and Blue Lock. And of course we have got a tiebreaker just in case we need it.
Yeah.
I think I was very interested by how the tiebreaker's results were. Oh, and for the record, with Spy X Family, I decided, because it was split into 2 cores for the tiebreaker, I took the one that scored. I looked at both of them and took the one that scored the highest on average.
Why not just count both?
Because if I did, then it would have a higher score than anything else, because it would have 2 scores rather than everything else have
Just
1.
do the average.
No, again, that would have actually.
Just pick whichever season got the highest.
That's the one I did.
Yeah.
Because it had 2, I picked whichever. I took them both, and I picked the one which.
Oh, that's what you meant. I thought you meant you were only talking about one of the cores.
Yeah, I'm only going to talk about one of the cores, so I picked the core that scored the highest to represent both of them.
Just go with both cores and pick the score and pick the highest score.
That's what I did. I took both one, and I picked the one that scored the highest.
Moving on.
So it's being scored. So it was scored on the first core.
I'm here too.
Which is ironic considering that I thought the second core would have scored higher, because usually second cores, because I use a combination of Anime Planet's average and my anime list, and normally they do better with like the future season when all the diehards are there.
Yeah, let's just get to it.
Yeah, let's get right straight to it. It's a lot of good ones. So start with My Dress Up Darling, our best of winter. I really like this show.
Well, clearly you were simping on Marin the entire season.
God's sake, guys!
True though.
Shut up. There is way more to this show than Marin, to be fair.
Yes, there's the other girls who are eye candy and.
There really is.
Marin is the only actual one I would consider eye candy.
No,
there's a tall busted
Oh,
one
yeah.
and a small lolly.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's it.
Everyone.
Yeah,
Let's,
everyone's catered
let's
for.
review the plot of this
I
anime.
also find it interesting that if you're watching the dub, the voice of Marin is one of my favourite Annie tubers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's Amelie who does a lot of those covers of openings in
Oh.
English.
I didn't
She's
know
the
that.
voice of Marin in the dub.
Oh.
So she's started to get a lot more work like that. I know she was in what's that one? That music one that I really liked when World End was on. Anonymous Noise. That was it.
Nice.
She got a part in the dub for that,
Huh.
which still hasn't fucking made its way over here annoyingly.
The only YouTuber I really watch who had outside of Pro ZD, obviously that really does some voice work is Nate Wants to Battle.
Yeah, Nate Wants to Battle.
No, he hasn't. I haven't seen him in much as of late.
No, I think he's on tour at the minute. Dress Up Darling, though, is that I do like this story of like coming out of your shell and being comfortable with who you are.
Yeah, and also broke traditional gender roles with the main character, the guy.
Gojo,
Gojo,
yeah.
that's
With
it.
the Hina dolls.
Yeah, with the Hina dolls. And now it's portrayed as being completely normal. He wasn't mocked for it or anything.
Yeah, I really like
Which I thought
Gojo
was
as a
good.
protagonist.
Yeah.
If anything, Gojo's the thing that kind of sells me on the show more than anything else.
Yeah,
honestly.
he's more of the anchor for the story.
Yeah, I think I do also like the fact that Marin kind of bucks the trend of what the typical popular girl is like.
Yeah.
I think it would have been very easy to make her the very typical
Airhead.
arsehole that you really just don't want to hang around with. But
Yeah.
they do make her very, very nice and it also made for
I should probably warn you guys as well. We might be talking spoilers.
Oh yeah, I will
Oh,
say
yeah.
anything we're talking about right now, spoilers ahead. You've had time, with the exception of the last couple, you've really had enough time
Yeah, definitely.
to get involved in this one. But Dress Up Darling as well, it's also amazingly adapted most of the manga. Like, it's taking quite a while to get the rest of it out now. Like, when's the next volume is on pre-order. I don't get the next volume for like a few more days. And even then I'm waiting like until March and then June. They're really struggling to get, because
Might just be localization though. I don't know what it's like in Japan.
No, it's not about localization because, for example, Fly Me to the Moon, which I'm also buying the manga of, that's coming out in way smaller chunks. That's like 2 months either side at most, to 6 weeks at the very minimal. Dress Up Darling, you can go like 3 to 5 months with no new volumes because they've caught up so far with the manga.
Oh, wow.
So that brings us to the point, though. I think I like this show a lot more than all three of you.
Yes. Certainly me.
I mean, in the season that came out, my favourite was Becky Sailor uniform.
Which is a very good show. I like a Becky Sagan uniform, but I like this a lot more.
I was just looking at what else, and there was Vanitas Season 2 as well, which I
Vanitas
really
season.
enjoyed.
Honestly, that was my anime of that season. It was so good.
What do you, Ren? Why do you not really draw yourself to this one?
Again, I thought it was. I'm not reducing it entirely down to a vehicle for fan service, but that's what it felt like most of the time for me. And I absolutely see.
There
your
were
point that-
definite moments where
Yes.
you could see that.
Yes.
It's you got to admit though, on most occasions it was a lot more fucking tasteful than most shows go with it,
Sure.
and it actually served a fucking purpose.
Like in one of the for example, one of the cosplays was very revealing, but when they sort of realised, I just thought, you know what, maybe we shouldn't.
Yeah, it was a very horny show, and that's not always like
At the
a
same time,
terrible thing.
At the same time, that's the kind of shit she was into.
Do you know what's
Yeah,
amazing?
no,
Do you know what's amazing though? There was actually a thing at the time. The Chinese censorship of this show actually made it seem lewder than it actually was.
How?
Well, you remember the scene where she's getting her measurements done? She's wearing a swimsuit to make it less, to try and make it less awkward, not realizing that that is not making it any less awkward for Gojo. Well, the Chinese broadcast, they did censor it by using a blur out. But
No!
No, it gets weirder. Only for the bottom part of the swimsuit. So they actually made it look like
She didn't have anything there.
under that. I mean, and I was like,
China.
what? How do you get this? How do you make this worse? Like you didn't.
We've seen it censored with fucking Spy Family.
Yeah, I was about to say, we're getting to Spy Family. They
The
actually, they sent out the blood by treating it white, and they actually made it look worse.
What-
Could you just done the what most alien shows do and just make the blood green.
Yeah.
When you're making 4 kids look like good at localization, you know you've done
That
wrong.
reminds me, I was watching the Naruto anime on Netflix, original Naruto, and there's a scene where Gaara kills someone by crushing them in sand, and then it just spurts, it doesn't spurt white, luckily, but it spurts like just dirt everywhere, and it's obviously meant to be blood. Everyone's covered in blood, but
Yeah.
anywho.
I mean, wasn't that the case in the manga? In the Japanese stuff as well. I don't remember there being seeing blood.
Oh,
I watched it in Japanese.
Maybe it was.
Yeah, because I don't think 4Kids did the Naruto dub. I'm pretty sure it was like, wasn't it like Fox or Toonami that did
It might
that?
have been.
Gara should have beaten Toph in that death battle.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Toph won, by the way, I think.
Yeah, well, that's because
Yeah.
Death Battle's stupid and pointless.
No, Sonic beat Mario, and we all know that's accurate.
No,
Yeah, that's
in all
obvious.
fairness, I can kind of see why Toph would win, considering her abilities with earthbending, and the fact that she literally sees using earthbending.
I would
So
love,
she will be an expert
I
with
would
that.
love to see her fight Shikaku, that's all I have to say.
Can I ask Elliot on this one? Because I don't think you're too keen on this show.
Oh, no, I enjoy it. The more I think about it, the more I thought about it, like over the last few days, the more I realised, you know what, this show's actually better than I remember it being.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it kind of fell out of talking points as soon as like Spy X Family came along.
That's always the case. So let's be honest.
Yeah, I really feel like I kind of find it interesting. There's little hype for a lot of shows when they get their second season, and it's kind of like, you guys, this was the massive thing when it was out, and now you don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You guys are more fickle than wrestling fans.
But and that to me makes it feel like it was perhaps overhyped. But I agree completely that like it subverts expectations with the main character and with the main girl, because like, you know, they come across as like a nerdy insular character, and then he's got all of these skills in other areas that are underappreciated, and she comes across like a popular girl, but is, you know, amazingly obsessed with anime and cosplay, which is, you know, a side that you wouldn't expect to see. So it does that well, I'll give it that.
I do like one of the scenes where he goes into a room and says, "Yes, I totally believe this is your room."
Yeah.
We've all had that moment.
Yes.
I think one of those moments for me was when I was playing Fall Guys on stream and your girlfriend said, "Of course he has a Sonic the Hedgehog skin."
Yeah.
But it's a very I think I wouldn't say out of all of the 10 that are on this list, it's the most underrated. I think that's the next one we're going to talk about.
Yeah. Something I do actually quite enjoy. Is that it does take anime tropes but subverts them in a certain way. Like I remember when Gojo was working on the first cosplay, he did it in like 2 weeks because he thought when she said, "Oh, there's one happening in 2 weeks from now," he thought, "Oh crap, we're going to that one." And he had exams during the time, so he worked really hard. And she broke down crying because of how bad she made him feel. She felt. Like, you just think in any other anime, they would just be laughing. Let's be honest.
I do like the fact also she probably has the most realistic reaction to falling in love with someone she wasn't expecting to, as well. Like that. Oh shit! This cannot be happening.
Yeah.
No. I feel like when it comes to that, I'd probably say Sasaki Miyano does it well because with the whole
Yeah.
confusion and whatnot, and but at the same time, it was partly because there was a character who was falling for a gender he doesn't normally.
Yeah, but there's a difference there. That's coming to terms with your sexuality as opposed to.
Yeah.
That reminds me actually. Have any of you seen Heartthrob? Or Heartthrob on
Uh,
Netflix?
no.
That's really, really good.
Oh, Heartstopper, you mean?
Heartstopper, sorry. That's
Yeah,
what it was about,
I've heard really. I know it started off as like a graphic novel. I heard really good things about
It's
it.
amazing. It's really, really good.
I do think the main relationship is actually quite a good one in this one as well. I think that one works quite well.
Yeah.
Me personally, I prefer Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro-san as a very different, like more comedy orientated with Miss Nagatoro.
You're just saying that because it's back on the air, aren't you?
I haven't even watched the newest season.
I'd say,
I prefer it to Dress
No,
Up
I
Darling,
say the thing is they are both very different shows.
Yeah.
Nagatoro-san is basically a bully falling in love with her victim. Meanwhile, My Dress Up Darling is sort of the popular girl falling in love with someone she absolutely just would not. You absolutely just would not expect to. Pretty much like. Nagatoro is more for laughs. Joseph Downes more for romance.
Yeah, but my personal view is that the ship's better in Nagatoro. But
Okay,
I'm obviously here to.
Okay, so well, Nagatoro we'll be talking about in
yeah,
March
later on,
anyway,
yeah.
because inevitably it's going to be a big talking point for our winter one.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the next nominee, your boy Kongming.
Yeah.
It's the last time I'll do that, I swear.
No, it's not.
If I have a feeling
On this recording, it's the last time I'll do it.
I'll do it then.
Please don't.
Can I say this also has joined me? I purchased the manga that takes place after the anime club. This is actually Reese. Thank you for nominating this because this would have been if I hadn't finished this.
Can I
This
also
would have been a big missed opportunity for me.
Can I also say fuck you for nominating this? I've had the song stuck in my head for
Oh,
weeks.
great.
Yes!
The OP is so good.
It's great, isn't it? And the ED's great.
I've
as well.
had the dance in my head as well. That incidentally, I love you for getting that OP stuck in my head because it's
Yeah, it's a great OP.
hilarious.
Yeah, and most people were shocked to find out that this OP is actually a cover of a Hungarian pop song.
Is it really?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
What?
In fact, you can
Yeah.
actually listen to. Someone has done a side-by-side comparison of the two. And incidentally, this is an example where the cover is better than the original.
That's
Definitely,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, the cover is terrible song, but the original is terrible song, but the cover is brilliant.
Yeah.
Reminds me of If You Have Ghosts, obviously covered by Ghosts.
Yeah, but again, if you listen to the original one of that one, it's terrible. But the new one, the Ghosts do a brilliant job with that cover.
But yeah, this was a High Dive exclusive. I think I was the only one who watched it at the time.
In all fairness,
That was champion, yeah.
in all fairness, that's because I didn't have a high dive account at the time. I did originally, but I cancelled it because I think we were getting like one anime per season on there, and often it was hot garbage. I just cancelled it. I got it back for Made in Abyss, so
I will say, I say it's worth.
it's gotten a lot better since.
It's worth keeping because some of the stuff they got on this season has been great, like the Giant Beast of Oz and all. I've heard really good things about that one about the girl who wants to be, the guy who wants to be invisible. But the your boy Kongming actually very good get for High Dive because it's I do like the fact it's this idea of the romance of the. We're going to take the romance of the Three Kingdoms and apply it to a music setting.
Yeah, and people pointed out that the OP being a catchy song to lure people in is a strategy Kongming would come up with.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he does himself in like numerous situations.
The one I think I'm not sure that would work in real life. The only one I'm not sure would work in real life because a bunch of these are genuinely used by music producers to get you to stay longer at shows and get you to check out those bands. Is the re-gifting of the 1 million likes.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure that works in real
I
life.
think in all fairness, that was more just for Azalea rather than for Eiko.
Yeah, but the other thing as well is it's like nothing gets 1 million likes in the first few hours. It's
100,000 likes.
100,000. Sorry, even then I don't think anything gets 100,000. You have to build time to get 100,000 likes.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing you need to understand. It's fiction.
Yeah, okay.
We are suspending
Fantasy.
disbelief.
We are talking about anime. Do you know something? Do you know something funny? I don't think ninjas can clone themselves.
Do you know the funny thing?
Take that back.
Do you know the funny thing is I've just realised something. I'm watching a show where
You're watching a show where Kongming comes back and becomes a music agent.
and I'm worried about if how
YouTube works.
well, I think it's Instagram they were making kind of fun of in this one.
Yeah.
Which I find it interesting. Again, anime's kind of catching up now with the whole Instagram as being a major phenomenon. Is Instagram owned by Meta now?
Yeah. That's Meta.
Always has
for a
been.
while,
Yeah.
No, they didn't always. No,
not initially.
Snapchat's the one they purchased and fucked up.
Yeah.
And people are worried. Never mind.
And Vine is dead.
Well, yeah, and to be fair, Snapchat's dead as
To
well.
be fair, I'm not. To be
And
fair,
Musical.ly's turned into TikTok.
To be fair, I'm not. Apart from Tom Sanders, I'm not disappointed. Vine is dead.
I hate to admit this, but in college I did have a Vine account and uploaded to it.
Excellent.
I just did it.
I'm just
did it with
learning
some
this
friends.
now.
I just did it with friends for fun.
To the Wayback
The
Machine.
the funny thing is, I was one of the few people on that app who's actually doing original stuff.
Before we go back to your
Vine.
Boy Kongming, can you actually play videos back if you use a Wayback Machine?
I'm pretty sure the servers for Vine had completely gone.
Yeah, because I was going to say the only time I've ever used it is for to get the website that's on the Devil Inside's post credits sequence. It's that film that just ends and has no ending and just says, look on this website. And the website says nothing, and they didn't even keep it up for a year.
Wow.
No, the best way out of the Wayback Machine is that it gets around paywalls on news sites.
I see.
Let's say pay £5 a year to access this site, and you go, nope, Wayback Machine.
Do you mind?
That's handy.
So here's the thing about your boy Kongming. Which studio made it? Let me just double check
I'm
that.
not sure, actually.
Because the animation is really good in it.
Yeah.
Can I throw a comparison at you?
Yeah.
I think it's comparable to your boy.
Oh, it's PA
Inuma.
Works.
So I think it's comparable to Demon School Inumacon because none of us. Well, I wouldn't have expected it to be as good as it was. I don't think any of us were expecting.
Honestly,
Demon
when I
School.
heard of the concept, I thought this is either going to be really shit or
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Can I? Yeah, I was the same thing.
It could have missed so hard.
Can I also say, this is hardly on the point, the picture they show on Anime Planet is way better than the picture they show on High Dives
Yeah, that's a cool
channel.
image.
That's a really that is also, again, you got the separation of the time periods is kind of represented in the imagery. You've got
The dividing line at the bottom of the road.
the road.
You'll have to put
You,
that up on the video.
you're going to have to put it up on the video, otherwise people will be confused.
By the way, go to animeplanet.com if you
Nah,
want
put
to
the picture on. Put the
In other words, Calvin's being lazy with the editing again.
and I always.
He loves that. It's true.
So, what other
You know that
productions
always
has that studio made, Cal?
Oh, sorry.
What other productions has that studio
Oh,
made?
PA Works. Oh, yeah, they do tons. They do they
Just for the people at home.
Angel Beads, Shirobako, the Eccentric Family. They're doing Buddy Daddies, which is another which I'm probably going to get you guys to watch when we do the next.
They did a keep a mate war.
They also did.
That was a fucking weird one.
They did the Professor Layton movie. They did
All in the Sea.
which I really liked
Yeah,
that
I
show.
forgot about that. Fucking hell.
I don't get. A lot of people said Charlotte was really good, but I wasn't a fan of it when it came out. But that being said, I mean, I'll have to. I promised Charlotte fans I would give it a rewatch to see if their point was.
Also,
accurate.
we promised we'll get back to talking about Yeah Boy Kongming
But,
in a few hours.
But no, what I found amazing is it's the second highest scoring PA Works.
Oh, wow.
This
That's
is
first.
Makia, when the promised flowers blooms. That's the one that was first direction job from Mario Koda, who wrote Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans. I wasn't a huge fan of Makia. I thought it was a bit of a weird...
I've not seen it yet.
It's basically about a mum who's immortal raising a child that's not immortal.
That's interesting.
You'd think it's not as interesting as you think it is.
Okay.
But that's my opinion. A lot of people love it.
Wait, that was sorted in terms of popularity there, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, sorry. Okay. What was Yeah. So, can I get an agreement that the best episode was the rap battle?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Which rap battle episode?
Okay, the one with Kongming against
Kabakaji.
Kabakaji. That's
That one was amazing.
Well, yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, especially the part where Kongming just busts out his stands.
Yeah. Yeah.
They both bust out their stands.
Yeah.
That's why Ren likes it so much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not gonna. In the series, I thought that they were going to elaborate on how and why Kongming was there, but I guess that might well happen later on.
Do you think they do that with other isekai though? Let's be honest, this is kind of an isekai.
Well, it's whether it's a true isekai, because I wonder. Like, this is just speculation, by the way. I wonder if it is someone who's like who might have like a belief that they are Kongming or something, and they are just like a super fan somehow.
No, if that was the case, how does he have all those memories?
Well, no, yeah, exactly.
How is he seeing flashbacks?
Yeah.
I do believe there's a full-on Kongming.
Can I just add before we go into this thing? If you see the packet on screen, these are prescription medication. YouTube, don't throw it off. It's just painkillers for health reasons.
Yeah.
Please don't give me a strike.
You are where people probably wouldn't have noticed it until you
People can't say anywhere in the book in front.
Oh yeah, I just want to be safe.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Just ignore the cocaine in my back pocket.
just ignore the needle currently in my arm.
We were talking about heroines before.
But the thing about your boy Kongming for me is, as well, I kind of like the music in it even outside. Like, Azalea's got some songs I actually really like.
Yeah.
I think Aiko's got some decent songs.
Yeah, I was really impressed by Aiko's songs.
I don't even like that kind of music. I thought they were great.
Yeah.
I just remembered, you know that Phineas and Ferb thing with Dr. Doofenshmirtz, and he says, If I had a nickel for every time that happened, I'd have 2 nickels, but it was weird that it happened twice.
Yeah, which is a lot, but it's been happened.
Yeah, meeting a random bass player and busking with them happened in 2 shows on our Anime of the Year list, which I thought was very enjoyable.
Yeah, well, we were always going to compare the music in Bochi The Rock and your Boy Kongming, but I think we'll save that till later.
Yes, yeah.
But I think they're both very good musically. I will say though, you've got to admit, your Boy Kongming, they must have borrowed something in that episode from.
I will admit, I do kind of wish we got more songs in Kongming, because there's mostly repeats of the same like 3 or 4 songs. I would have liked to have heard more of them.
I think perhaps the budget wasn't quite as high as it could have been. I think if we
They also
get a
might have been
season-
limited by the source material.
Yes, and if we get a season 2, I think it's likely to have much more.
We're probably
given its success.
We're probably waiting, but given the popularity of it, considering it's the second most popular PA works on and it's the highest most popular series because Baki is a movie rather than a TV series.
Though it's also judged by, but though let's be honest, it's mostly judged by the Japanese, not by us.
But it's also how much merch it's going to sell, how much manga it's going to sell. That's what they're going to ultimately judge it on.
I mean, it's the reason why Cardfight Vanguard has like fucking 12 seasons.
What is, in your opinion, the biggest weakness of this show?
I say the reliance on Kongming's history to draw the player, the watcher in.
Yeah, it gives a basic it gives you basic information on the strategies, but we don't really know much about Kongming himself.
Yeah, I feel, it at least it feels like the creators have paid attention to the history of China at that time.
Yeah.
Eiko can feel a bit one-dimensional.
I would disagree with that one.
Okay.
I would disagree with that. I actually think Eiko is a very good protagonist. I mean, admittedly, it was like the first episode when they did that moment. I was kind of like, they did the moment where she attempted suicide. I was like, okay, we're going here then.
Yeah, like as I said, I would have liked to have heard more songs from Meiko, and probably even from Azalea as well.
I think the biggest issue I have is I would have liked. I kind of wondered. Wait, the only reason they needed a rapper was to diss Azalea at the start of that concert.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen Kabataiji do more with that in those concerts.
But I actually thought,
really collaborate with Eiko in the songs.
I mean, you got that's what you're seeing a lot more in singles now. That's collaborated with rappers. A lot of pop artists are doing it, like
J-pop and K-pop.
both J-pop and K-pop, and even in America, like look at you got.
Let's hear you butcher some pop culture references.
I know I can't.
How do you do, fellow kids?
who's the one who?
Hello. Yes, I am with the youth. Tell me about skateboarding and pogs.
I will say. The only one I can think of I can think of a couple off the top of my head, like I think Amigos did one with Katy Perry.
No idea.
It's the one that she got in. She got a load of shit 'cause she did on Saturday Night Live, they got rid of her. They did this terrible performance where she did the weirdest looking dance in the world. Maroon 5 does it all the fucking time because they can't do anything good.
Hey, I will say I like their old albums. Monobi, Songs About Jane. That was a fucking good album.
I don't know.
There's, if you ever want to prime examples of this, just look at Todd in the Shadow's worst hit songs of the year list. That's where you'll see a lot of these sort of collabs. But the point is, I thought they were going down that route, and it didn't see. I also, is it just me, or does Kongming kind of disappear towards the end of that show?
Yeah, because he sort of fulfilled his purpose in a way of promoting Eiko to be what she could always potentially be.
Yeah, it just feels like at the beginning the main focus is on Kongming, and then at the end it's focused on Eiko. It doesn't feel like it's really 50-50 throughout the show.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something they're going to sort in.
Well, even though he's not physically present in the show, he's still directing Eiko and how.
I do love the fact, though, it kind of does prove something that I've said for years. You can have all the talent in the world. If you don't have the right people backing you, it's fucking meaningless.
Yeah, if you don't have hundreds of years old Chinese general, you're buggered.
No,
or if you don't have a very evil guy making you wear flimsy outfits, you're fucked.
Cal.
For the last time,
we remember that deleted episode 25 where you made Ren wear a mankini.
Yeah.
For the last time, the contract was deemed null and void. You've already sued me. Anyway,
NDAs only go so far.
Anyway, let's. I feel like, though, do you get my point, though? The idea of Aiko has all the talent to be great, but she needs someone to sort.
Yeah, certainly, yeah.
And I think there's a lot of people that are like that. They could be the most talented people if they've not got the right people backing them, and they haven't got the right equipment, they haven't got the right everything. You're fucked.
Yeah.
And it's why it's one of the many reasons I really hate shows like The X Factor, because
shit.
Well, one, they're shit, and they have artists you wouldn't want to hear. They have songs you wouldn't want to hear sung by the original artists. But it's also the fact of it's a lie. That's not how the music industry works. You send off demo tapes, you do loads of shit gigs. For it takes a really, really long time. You can't, even no matter what music you're in. I mean, it took Metallica 2 years before they got an album out.
No, the main reason why I hate them is because in the auditions they bank off either the cringe or the people who want attention.
Yeah. I agree, it's.
Should we move on?
Yes, move on. Move on, please.
Spy X Family, which very much one of my. I think this was one of the surprises for me because I thought it would never live up to the hype. Absolutely does.
Yeah,
I read the manga, so I read some of the manga, so I knew it would.
Incidentally, I'm continuing the manga on my Shonen Jump subscription. Thank you very much for convincing me to sign up to that, Elliot.
Yeah, you're welcome. I am God.
We know this.
Yeah.
I want to stress that's an in joke from a conference we went to.
No, it's not.
Once.
I'm actually God. Bow before me.
He said it to a little.
Are you really thinking I'm going to get cancelled because I said I am God?
No. I just want to give.
Yes, by all the right-wing Christians that watch us.
The fundamentalist right.
As the Vatican is coming after me, guys, I better run.
They just lost.
There's a shirt we need to make.
Yeah. The Pope in his Pope-mobile just turned up outside.
I want, for context, Elliot's made that joke.
What do you think? You don't need context. Just move on.
Yeah, we'll tell you later.
Yeah. Biggest question: what would a Pope-mobile be?
Well, we know what it is. He travels around in it.
Yeah, it's that one with the glass ceiling. He does.
With bulletproof glass.
You mean it's not just a church on wheels?
It's like the Golden Throne in Warhammer 40,000, keeping the Emperor alive.
Do you mind if I ask you guys something about Spy X Family? Did you? I've already asked Elliot. Did you guys go with much expectation into it, or did you think it was never going to live up to the hype?
I went in with zero expectation.
Likewise.
Because I think, other than Chainsaw Man, this was the most hyped anime of the year.
I got it. The Pope-mobile.
Ugh.
That
looks like a fucking toilet.
Very much.
Personally,
religious in a nutshell.
I'm not on social media enough to kind of like.
Hang on, I'm just to Elliot's point. You're watching The Moral Maze.
to kind of like get enough exposure to get into the hype. So for me, I was just watching it, thinking, "This is another show. Oh shit, this is really good." So
I knew it would be good because as I said, the manga really interested me. Like a good few years ago, I didn't get very far, and I think I got up to like chapter 10. I was thinking, "Oh shit, this is really good," and like I was just thinking, "Yeah, this is 100% going to be an anime in a few years."
I will say as well, the dub actress they got to play Anya, they finally managed to get an actress who can sound like a little girl and not
without doing it.
You know what I mean?
Just going too high pitched.
She actually does sound like a little girl when she plays Anya. I think one of my favourite moments for her was when she's sort of going back and forth between a secret policeman and a spy having a mental battle with each other, and he doesn't know who Papa is, so Papa wins.
Yeah, it's such a good concept. I think it reminds me of like Cluedo, where everyone's got their own agendas and intentions, but there's only one character who's dumb as shit, who's aware of everything. It's brilliant.
Who's in your opinion though, guys? What do you think was the best part of the show? Because for me, it was the Bond, the introduction, the arc that introduced Bond.
Yeah.
Because that was the one where they'd seemed like all the characters were relevant for the first time.
Yeah.
I just thought my favorite bit was mostly just the dynamic with the main three. I just thought they're all trying. I just really like the idea that they were all trying to. That they're all trying to hide something and they're just being really stupid about it.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the whole. I love the whole fact that Anya again is the only one who's in on everything.
Yeah.
And I do actually wonder what's going to happen when it's eventually revealed that she is a telepath.
Or will the series ever get to that point where it's all revealed?
I think it will, because the manga's still ongoing. Which studios are clearly still in it, because they've already announced season 2 and a movie, which, judging by the amount of manga they've got left, the movie's going to be its own separate thing.
All right.
Because unless they want to adapt the cruise ship arc, which is the one that's coming next, which is the one where Yor actually gets a lot more to do.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's another thing. That's a weakness of the show. Yor doesn't get much to do a lot of the time.
Yeah, because most of her stuff has been off screen.
Yeah.
Though that being said, again, I'm being kidnapped. Whack into the ceiling. That was great. And I love the fact that both is just wow.
The tennis challenge against Yor, I thought was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, Mr. Ball. Incidentally,
Also, the episode where she gets blind drunk and nearly kills Lloyd.
Oh,
I think two of my favorite joke in the show is still, because I've had moments like this where I've woken up in the middle of the night completely. Is it the end of the world?
is it the end of the world?
No. I've had so many moments like that where I'm going like, oh, why have I got off? I don't need to piss. Can I go back to bed? I'm like, oh, I'll put on a top the fourth wall on and go to sleep.
And then Cal wakes up with piss-soaked streets,
Yeah.
Oh,
as usual.
I mean, his getting old, but that's not what it used to be.
It's not even
I'm
his piss.
32 fucking years old.
Times 3.
Oh, that's just his dementia kicking in. His mind's regressed back to when he was 32.
80 years ago.
Why is another impractical joke as I'm in this scenario? I put Elliot, Sal, Joe, Q.
I'll take Q.
Fuck off, I want to be Q.
Oh, fine, you can be
I'm
Q.
not afraid of cats.
Yeah, no. Well, to be fair, none of us are obsessive germaphobes, so that's Sal out. You're definitely Joe out of the four of us.
Why do you think so?
Hardest to make laugh and can deliver a zinger out of nowhere that'll make us all laugh.
Also, probably going through a nasty divorce.
Probably.
What?
Ren, I'm taking the kids.
Sure.
I'll explain later.
Take Elliot.
Take,
Look after him.
and take Luna while you're at it.
No, not Luna. Mine.
See, again, that's why you can't be Sal, because you got Luna.
I'm just going to grandma's instead.
So, the thing about Spy X Family for me, though, is the animation is stunning. I think apart from a couple of... Actually, that's something I can say about all the shows in this list. I think they all have excellent animation. I don't think there's a weak one in this bunch.
I would argue Kongming slightly.
Really? Well, it's because Kongming doesn't really have that much
Actually,
extravagance to show off.
I say Kongming has the weakest animation, but that's not. But weakest does not mean bad.
No, not at all. It's
No,
not
like a couple of years when we've done this, we've gone, yeah, animation-wise, that one's pretty weak. And I hate saying it because animators work really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everything else I would say is absolute standout, really. But I would say Kongming's the one that's good.
Fight scenes though are excellent in this as well. They actually really pay attention. Even though you're really the only person who gets into proper fight scenes, especially the Anya's too young to get married. scene.
I mean, you could technically argue. I mean, Lloyd's been in a couple like intense scenes,
Yeah.
like with the with him chasing down the bomb guys in the tennis match.
But also the dodgeball. I thought was
yeah.
amazing.
Oh wait!
sequence.
Also, when he and Yor met, he also fought during that.
I kind of think the best moments of this show are centered around Anya, though. Weirdly,
Yes.
I think Anya's kind of for me the standout character.
I mean, you can kind of tell subtly she's the main focus.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I kind of wonder where they're going to go with this show. And I'm going to make a bold prediction because the manga's not got there yet. I reckon Yor's going to die.
Oh, really?
No, I don't think so.
I think it's really building up to the idea of it's Lloyd and Anya only at the end.
I'd be very surprised by that. But I like very much that this show can focus on individual characters and have each of their episodes be compelling and interesting because you have this thing, they know they have agendas, they're trying to hide something about themselves that not everyone else knows. Unknowingly, Andy knows everything. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah.
So,
So
there's a weakness. The second core kind of meanders.
Yeah,
It doesn't really. After they find Bond, there's not really much of a focus.
because at that point, it's established the status quo, and it kind of wants to know when and it is kind of like playing filler then until we want to do the next big moment.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
I think that being said though, it does have one of the best moments in the show with Bond eating some of yours cooking, and then collapsing.
That amazing voice actor.
Yeah.
Hey, just go both.
The only other time...
I mean, I'll give it this. It still does more work than Ferb.
I went through 6 years at RADA for this.
I went to Juilliard.
I just whenever I think of actors doing that, I think of that Ed Byrne joke of, oh, it's a Ninky knock. Hello, Ninky. Olivia said my Hamlet made him weep like a little girl.
Shall we move on to Lycoris Recoil next?
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the one that we're not going to have much to say on, weirdly. I
thought it was still a really good action show.
It's a really good action show. I actually really like the dynamic of all the characters.
It has one of the best villains of the year.
Yeah.
Actually,
Majima, wasn't it?
Majima.
Yeah,
I also,
The main reason I know that is because he's named after my favourite character. Has the same name as my favourite character from the Yakuza series.
Oh yeah.
Let's be honest, everyone's favourite character in Yakuza.
I like the main core relationships in the show. Both of them are pretty good.
Good representation with a gay romance on screen.
And again, it's why when you get to that final moment between them, it's really heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But it's also necessary. And
Something I especially like about the relationship is that they make it kind of subtle. They don't like force it in your face. They kind of just like give you hints of that.
It asks some pretty important questions, like societally as well. I think.
Should lollies have guns?
Should there really be a secret police? Should they all be 16-year-old girls? No, I thought it was overall a really good show.
I think they I like Chisato's character arc as well.
Chisato was great. She's one of the best characters of the year.
Yeah.
I think as also the fact this came from an original idea as well is what I find.
Really?
Based on the manga.
Yeah, it wasn't.
No, it's an original work. The manga's come after the fact.
Oh wow.
So it's basically same as Darling in the Franxx.
Yeah, except I've actually read the ending of the manga of Darling in the Franxx. It's somehow worse.
Oh no!
I think the show.
Like it's a non-ending.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's such.
So it doesn't just try to copy Evangelion?
No, it's copying Eureka 7. I keep saying to people, it's copying Eureka 7. That it's so copying Eureka 7. Like you just haven't watched it. That's the reason why you'll think it's Evangelion. Christ!
I mean, I just think Giant Lady, Evangelion.
Okay, that is one aspect that's a bit Evangelion, I'll grant you. But everything else, like shot for shot, the ending is... The thing about Lycoris Recoil as well is, though, I like the fact that...
I like to know, I haven't even seen Evangelion, and I still made the comparison.
I think, that again, the action scenes in that are excellent.
Yeah.
A
lot more bloody than I would have first thought looking at trailers.
Yeah.
I think it does.
It's a lot darker of a show than you would think.
But then it has some amazing slice of life sequences. Everything at the cafe, I think, is brilliant.
And again, I think...
And Chisato taking the other one shopping.
Yes, yeah.
I also like the fact that Yoshi makes a really good surprise bad guy in the end. Like it's kind of like we're led to believe he's.
I think it could be arguable whether he really is massively a villain.
Well, he kind of puts Chisato in the position that means she might die.
But it's not with villainous intent.
Yeah, it is for.
And then kind
the greater good.
The greater good.
It is very much like that, yeah. And again, it's why Mika at the end has to put him down essentially to save Chisato because he.
Yeah. I mean, funny enough, one of my favorite scenes in the entire anime isn't even an action scene, isn't a deep moment. It's Chisato and Majima sitting at the top with a bomb ticking down, just having a drink together.
Yeah, that was a great scene.
I just sat there thinking, this is fucking amazing.
That's another thing for me about Chisato. She's a little too self-sacrificing, I think.
Which could arguably be a character flaw.
Yeah, again, I mean, I like her character, but is it? I also will say
I'll also be honest. I'm a bit mixed on the ending because it doesn't really have any major revolution. Like at the very end, because everyone's still alive, even Majima. So you just think, well, what does this accomplish?
Yeah, Yoshi's the only one who's died and kind of stayed dead. Yeah. Like Chisato fucks off.
Until season 2 comes out.
How is he surviving without a heart and a bullet in his brain?
It's been done before.
Yeah. Have you seen They Saved Hitler's Brain?
I was going to say Kingsman, but all right.
Well, yeah, that works.
Two very different properties.
Or so you thought.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, we've already broken Godwin's Law several times in this podcast, but it's also kind of like...
Before you ask, yes, we have watched K-On!
Which, have you?
Yeah, years and years ago.
No, I haven't actually.
I haven't.
It's just because there's a common, I don't know why, but there's a common joke that people who enjoy K-On! Also like Hitler.
Oh,
I don't know why.
I have never heard that.
No, do you not remember the meme I sent you? I don't know why, but I'm on a.
I think that was one of those dumb
I'm on a
jokes.
Reddit page called OK Buddy Baka that just became a meme. Like, watch the first episode of K-On! Hitler chose me to start the revolution.
God.
I'm gonna have to delete this whole thing now.
No,
You'll
it's
be
a
fine.
joke. It's clearly a joke,
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
He's obviously not.
The thing is, Calvin, you need to understand, people aren't that stupid.
Well,
We'll move on from that
Yeah.
part.
Most people aren't
That stupid. Let's say the thing about it is also I'm so now making you watch K-On! I think though the other thing for me though is about Lycoris Recoil. It's kind of it's a bit of a enough. Is it just me or is it a bit of a? It's by the end of it was really hyped in the summer, but then it was kind of like it's just a their show now.
Yeah, I can't.
what? So you mean like it was kind of there and then gone?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It does feel like a bit of a flash in the pan.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, when the new season came around, it didn't really have much of an name. It didn't really come up much, which, like, you could argue that a lot of the big shows that came out those seasons did, like, Dress Up Darling did, Spy Family did, Bochi is still a big talking point.
Yeah. Gundam's a massive talking point at the minute.
Yeah. I really enjoyed because I watched the first few episodes and then came back to watch Anime of the Year. I really enjoyed it on the rewatch.
Yeah, the funny thing is with this one, I don't fully know why. I can remember a ton from every show on this list, except for this. I don't really remember a lot from it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't remember a lot from it either, but
Well, the things I most remember are the action scenes and the small character moments. But
yeah, that's the thing for me. It's the character moments I remember, but the general plot. If you asked me to lay out the general plot of this show, I'd have a really hard time. So obviously, right? So it's like these secret police that deal with these sort of like mind terrorists that are infecting Japan.
I'll just say schoolgirls fight Joker from Persona, the dad from Joker from Persona 5,
and then
who has the same hair as Kaiba from season 0.
and then run a cafe in their part time.
yeah.
Oh shit! So it really is Persona 5.
The weird thing is, I mean, the funniest episode for me though was the going shopping episode because she thought that boxers were designated.
Yeah.
I think it's time then to move on to our next one.
Yeah.
So that would be Cyberpunk Edgeruners,
Yes.
which Elliot, you're the least on this one. You think it's okay,
I think it's good. I think it's very overhyped, if I'm honest.
which is weird because for me this is this is one of my favourites. I think out of this lot, I really like Cyberpunk Edgerunners.
Yeah.
It's kind of it is done by one of my favorite directors, so it probably helps my bias.
Who's the director?
If I forget how to properly pronounce his name unless I've got it written.
What?
Cal, we're English. We always mispronounce Japanese names and words.
He directed Kill la Kill and
okay,
Promare and
Every
Hiroyuki Aimashi.
every popular thingy.
Yeah, I mean
Trigger,
Kill la
so-
Kill,
Yeah.
Kill la Kill, Gurren
Gurren
Lagann.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, currently go. There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, that's perfect.
And I mean, he's directing a music video. He also directed a music video last. He directed a music video for the song in Cyberpunk. You know, I really want to stay at your house.
Oh yeah.
The one that now makes everyone cry who's seen the show. I really like his work. Oh, he also did one of the shorts in Star Wars Visions.
I think
Is that one with the two siblings? Because that feels like one he would do.
It's the lightsaber fight one, I think.
Yeah.
But,
the lightsaber one in Star Wars. Oh, that narrows it down.
down there.
Well,
Any idea how little that narrows it down?
well, surprisingly, Star Wars Visions that does narrow it down.
Wow. Okay.
Well, that's what I quite liked about Star Wars Visions. The fact it wasn't just focused on lightsaber fights.
Yeah, which Star Wars shouldn't be.
But oh my god, what a cast for this show! As
Oh
well.
yeah, the main character David. My God.
Do you know the guy I don't get along with in our Civ group half the time? He said he didn't like the show's storytelling because he felt that it didn't match the game storytelling. The game did more interesting storytelling. I was like, what are you on about? I don't give a shit about any of these characters. They can die for all I care.
Yeah. There's also the fact the when you watch the anime works. It doesn't break 2 minutes in.
I'll be honest, that was kind of a small problem I have with the show, which is that I feel like they started killing off characters too early. Like in episode, like the first character dies in episode 3, kind of out of nowhere, and when that happened, I just thought, oh, okay, they're all gonna die.
Yeah, yes.
Like I feel like here's sort of how I would have preferred it if they all just got one by one killed off on that last mission.
What I think...
Like when they're going out.
I so wanted Rebecca to make it.
When they all went out to try and save Lucy. I feel like if we got to know those characters more, it would have been so much more of a gut punch if they had all just died in that mission. Like think of like Suicide Mission from Mass Effect 2.
I think they also needed to have that thing for David's cat. I think they needed to have Main and Dario go in the middle because it had to be that moment for
or like
David's character.
I don't know. Maybe the sort of cyber psycho thing was affecting him too much, so he dropped out of leadership and kind of passed on to David.
Incidentally, amazing, in terms of the dub, amazing performance from Giancarlo Esposito, sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, as Faraday.
Yeah, amazing actor who's in Breaking Bad and The Mandalorian.
Yeah, it's he does a brilliant performance.
Yeah.
And he's in the game as well.
Far Cry
That's
5 or
6?
6?
I think.
I will say as well, the thing about the show as well is I think it does a brilliant job capturing the game. Like they clearly looked at the game and said, how can we capture this in a form? And they kept that trigger art style, which actually really matches
absolutely
the cyberpunk world a lot better than I thought it was going to.
Yeah. It also led to the infamous meme of Trigger saying, no, the lolly stays.
Which makes
well,
sense.
there was a thing CD Projekt Red was actually saying we don't like Rebecca's design, and they and Amashi and the team just said no, she stays.
Yeah.
And it's like I did find it a bit weird that they didn't want her in, considering it's like your whole point of your game is the whole point of this world is anyone can be anything if you've got the money. You can pay for all these implants. Like even we see it with David. He goes from being quite scrawny to being very buff in the second half.
I watched a Glass Reflection video that talked about this, and apparently in the cyberpunk world there are even characters who are like furries basically because they implant themselves with cybernetics to make them appear similar to animals.
Excuse me a second. Batman Beyond did it first.
So it's really well. No, I think actually technically because it's been around since the 80s or early 90s. I think at least as cyberpunk. As a game system.
Yeah, but Batman. Maybe.
I don't know. So
I know Batman.
No, it was originally tabletop RPG.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk 2020 actually.
2020.
Yeah, they had
don't
to.
joke.
They had to up it because obviously we're now past that point.
It reminds me really of I don't know
Flight of
the Concorde song, "The Distant Future," the year 2000.
Or even Gloryhammer kind of make jokes that now, saying the future of 1992.
Yeah,
The distant future.
No, I'd also say Back to the Future 2.
Yeah.
Was pretty funny.
That's unwatchable now.
Yeah. We've got hoverboards.
Sort of. And everything. All films are in 3D.
True.
I still love that moment in the film where Jaws jumps out and he just goes, "Shark still looks fake."
Yeah.
It's just Spielberg shitting on himself.
Yeah.
Actually, Spielberg just produced that one. Zemeckis directed it.
I think this show's actually a really good parallel to Gurren Lagann, and in that it's a very flash in the pan, like kind of in the moment sort of thing. And I think the first character dies in episode 3. Not Gurren Lagann.
No spoilers for Gurren Lagann.
I won't be spoiling Gurren Lagann. But it feels like everywhere where Gurren Lagann went right, this show went wrong, and that's how the conclusion to the show is.
I will disagree. I think both shows get it just right.
Not in a bad way. I think the stories are both satisfying, but this one is very sad.
I'll say Gurren Lagann is a better story, but I really like this story.
I feel like the story needed longer. I feel like they needed. It feels like it's a bit too condensed and constrained. Like for example, I think the bit that really sort of drew me out of it was the time skip. I would have preferred. I like seeing David as like this plucky person, just this. You get what I mean? Like building himself up and slowly like becoming good enough to become the leader of this crew. Then like main leader dies. Time skip. He's suddenly the leader.
Yeah.
And he's huge.
Yeah, and then another. That's actually another issue I have with the second half. Lucy doesn't do much.
I think she does quite a bit, but it's not as much as the first part.
Yeah, I would like her to see him. I do understand why she doesn't, but like the main purpose in like the last bit is to be a damsel in distress, which I just think when you see Lucy's character beforehand, You would not believe that.
I do like the fact they showed a dark side to her, though. The fact she's willing to do anything to protect David, including murder.
Yeah.
But again, Night City doesn't mean much. I mean, what I just think they do brilliantly is in this show is they set it up with, even if you have played the games, you're thinking it's a sequel, it's a sequel, it's a sequel. But then you're sort of noticing, well, hang on, that can't be a sequel. I'm struggling to see that as a sequel because doesn't that happen in the game? And then when you get to the final episode and you see Adam smash, you're like, oh no, it's a prequel.
Yeah. I think,
Fuck.
I think probably that adds another layer of watchability to it. If you've played the game, then you get the context. But
I guess
guess
for comparison, I hope people don't mind me bringing this one up, but
What are you saying spoilers ahead for, so I can...
Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
So, spoilers ahead for Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
It's kind of like where the entire thing, you think, oh, these androids are much more... The ones at the old first location in the first game were considered the old ones, and then they're the new ones. And then you go into Night 6, and there's the voicemail from Phone Guy, who basically says, there's like a party we want you to be ahead, and that's kind of build up to the Bite of 87.
Okay.
Which took place before the events of the first game, so you just think, oh shit, this happened before then!
I like that it shows you how the series is going to end at the beginning because, obviously we're in spoiler territory for the whole show, but you see the first Cyber Psycho go crazy and murder everyone, and that's exactly what happens to David.
I like the fact though that David just briefly does break out of it and does the right thing at the very last second.
Yeah.
Like I think that was what they needed for his character arc, and I think it was something that I think the game didn't succeed in. It kind of showed this whole thing of how far you're willing to go to take away your humanity for what is essential in order to fit into a society.
And even if you're an exceptional individual, you're still crushed by the world around you.
That's and I don't think the game nails that really.
It's very cyberpunk,
which the anime nails and the game doesn't.
Yeah.
I think that's
as I said. I just think there was a bit of a hype.
Yeah,
I also think David and Lucy probably had the best chemistry of any of the ships on this list.
I think Blue Lock, the main guy, and his friend.
Which friends?
Well, yeah.
Honestly, I'd say out of all the couples we have on this list, I'd probably say the ones in My Joseph Darling.
Yeah, that's it. They're definitely a good comparison. But let's move on to what was obviously going to be on here because Reese was choosing one. Mobile Suit Gundam: The Witch from Mecury, which we've only got 12 episodes so far. We're going to see it again in April.
Yeah. Is it taking a pause before this next call? Is that
Yes, so the next call, and then we'll move into season 2 because Gundam shows are traditionally like 50 episodes.
Got it.
Yeah, so it's basically do what Spike's family did. We're just having a break.
So we're probably going to have 13 episodes in this next core, and then we'll have another 25 probably. Or October, maybe.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Which, for the record, if October is labelled as a season 2 rather than a next core, we will count.
Okay.
It's weird how it is. We're going to look at the labelling and decide the time. But I really like this Gundam. Like this felt like a different sort of Gundam that we kind of needed after Iron Blooded Orphans.
Yeah, after how dark and depressing IBO got, this was a definite break.
Another name for this one would have been Gundam GX. Because they basically went to Gundam Academy.
Yeah.
It's that great meme I shared though about the ending where they say, this will be a nice wholesome Gundam. Yes, until war breaks out.
Yeah.
What was that alarm? War just broke out.
Because a lot of people skipped the prologue, so they didn't see like the horrors of that. And started with this anime, and so everyone was caught off guard when "Happy Birthday" started being sung.
That
segment.
Jesus.
So the great moment for me one of the great memes for me as well was Suletta saying, "He killed my daddy, so now I make his daughter call me daddy." I love that meme.
The thing is, you just know, Celeste would never say that.
No.
She just wouldn't.
She's very pure.
Also, another one I really like, this is the last one I'll bring up because I loved it so much. It was, Celeste just mumbles all the words. Someone dubbed over Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Oh, yeah.
The things I do for love.
But she's a fantastic main character.
Celeste's really awesome as a main character. Yeah. I'm interested what direction they're going to go with her in the next core.
Yeah, because a lot of people.
Oh wait, actually, I just realised we missed some. We didn't talk about one from summer. Made in Abyss.
Oh yeah, we'll do that one next.
Okay.
Yeah, I've realised I've labelled that one wrong. We'll do that one next. Completely missed that one. You're right. Fuck. Well, we'll start on Mobile Suit Gundam, so we'll continue on it. But
Start so I'll finish.
Mastermind rules. The weirdest one for me though about this was the fact that I think it kind of I think it didn't please too many audiences. This one.
Yeah, a lot of the classic Gundam fans were put off by the focus that is not constant war at the minute. It's more calming. It's like school-based. It's like rivalries in school with duels.
I kind of felt that was needed after Iron Blade
Yeah.
Orphans, because Iron Blade Orphans is a very it's a good watch, but it's a hard watch.
Definitely, yeah.
It feels like, because they were trying to aim at a younger audience with Build Divers, it feels like this is actually like a good aim at a younger audience.
Well, yeah, but Bill Divers is always meant to be like that spin-off that is just meant to get you to the next series.
yeah, okay.
Yes, younger audiences. Who in the younger audience doesn't love?
Well, yeah, but you know, it is the school setting, it's the duels, it's the exams. And
It's
everything.
It's the Jews. You are talking about every anime that exists.
Well, yeah, but that's why it's popular, I think, and I think this format works for Gundam.
It also didn't help. There was a lot of right-wing arseholes that were having a problem with the first couple of episodes because they thought, oh, it's gone all woke now. It's because it's a lesbian relationship. Which I was like, one, we haven't even confirmed this at this point. I think they are going to go to that point at the end, but I'm not. They've not confirmed it at this point.
Nah, I don't know. I feel like I don't know because Mione definitely doesn't seem like Mione has like any. Doesn't really have feelings in that way for Soletta at this point, at least.
Yeah,
and you can tell she's more with Soletta just because I don't want to get married to someone my father chooses, so fuck it.
It doesn't seem like she has the romantic connection with marriage and what that means, because it's definitely like a bargaining chip.
But at the episode 11 was great with the whole the fact that they both need each other in some sense. But at the end, it's like, no, Miori doesn't want anything to do with her now.
Yeah.
It's very interesting dynamic, I think. I think the battles have been very good so far.
The return to 2D animation has been great.
Yeah, I love the fact that it returns to 2D animation.
Ario's a great Gundam, even if she is very overpowered.
Yeah.
She's not overpowered, Elliot. Wait till you see some other shows.
Yeah, trust me, this is not that overpowered. And also, I like Ariel's design. Reminds me a lot of Hiro Yui's Gundam.
The Wing.
The Wing from
Gundam Wing.
From Gundam Wing.
But there's no Sombrero Gundam though. Where is
Elliot, that's G Gundam, not Gundam Wing. Get your Gundams in order.
But
I don't care. It's a complaint.
But my favourite,
Also, its proper name, the Tequila Gundam. If you're going to insult Mexico, insult them properly.
that's genuinely the name of the Gundam, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah.
The G Gundam is not exactly how should I put this, racially sensitive.
They could have called it the Taco Gundam.
Yeah, that could have been worse, but they still quite bad. The thing for me about Witch from Mecury is as well. I do like the character designs as well. So they do good. Although I don't know how she gets her head in the helmet when she's got those massive pigtails. I don't know.
Again, it's anime. These are people who live on different planets.
Well, we do see she has that compressing thing on, because one of the scenes in the background, she's forcing it onto her heads to get those giant hair things in.
But I feel like with Witch from Mecury, is it me, or is it like the best is yet to come at this point?
It
Yes,
definitely
yeah.
It definitely feels like this is an introduction.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the series is going to pick up once they move away from the school setting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's set up and establishing the
Actually,
stakes,
one
characters.
criticism I do have about it. It feels like a lot of the side casts, like those within the team that Soletta and Miorine is in, they don't have that much development.
Yeah.
They're more just there.
Like Gruel's probably had the most development.
Yeah.
Like Gruel and Ellen are definitely the ones that have had the most. Meanwhile, everyone else just kind of they're there because we need a team.
I'm making the prediction the final fight is Soletta versus Ellen.
Oh, definitely.
I feel like Ellen's been set up to be the Char clone for this season. Not visually, but in terms of thematically.
Yeah, which is funny because the visual Charclone is her mum.
Yeah.
Also, I've now got that song in my head again. Gundam, Gundam.
Yeah, I like that.
Nah, it's all Kongming up in here.
So let's do Made in Abyss season 2, which
Yeah.
thank God you picked it, Elliot, because it is really good.
I kind of already knew this was going to be up here. Like, the moment I heard season 2 is there, I was just like, okay, yeah, someone's picking
We,
When
it.
need, we need to right the wrongs of the past as well, I feel.
Also, the thing about for me Made in Abyss season 2 is they get to that moment where you get the episode and you find out how they've been surviving.
Fuck.
And you go,
Yeah.
I just sent that gif of Mo from The Simpsons going, oh dear
Yeah.
God, no!
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's...
I watched it.
No, the main thing I remember when I was watching it was because I watched the entirety of Made in Abyss before season 2, like the first season of the movies. I remember saying in memes thinking, oh, this isn't that bad. Oh, why are people saying this will make you cry? This isn't that bad. Last episode, I was wrong.
Yeah. Even the fucking the
She's-
movie, the
yeah.
intervening movie.
Oh,
God.
the movie was fucking
I'll never look at
amazing.
briefcases the same way.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
You guys, the writers of the show are fucked up, Suzu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Incidentally, I watched it in dub mostly,
I
so
watched
it does say
entirely.
Suzu a lot in that as well.
I've not watched it.
I watched.
Yeah, she always says, "You're nice, Suzu, but you're gullible."
Oh, Sosu.
Sosu, yeah.
Yeah, I watched it.
Like she's probably my favorite villain of the year.
I wouldn't even say villain.
But, well, she's an antagonist, but the point is she has very believable motivations.
Yes.
She ties in her arc ties in completely with both the protagonist and the antagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It links into the previous story.
Yeah,
that takes place.
she's one of my favorite characters like of the entire year.
Yeah, like,
easily.
and she also ties into Gen's backstory.
Again,
Not Gen.
the girl with the red and white hair.
She ties in with her backstory. She
Yeah.
ties in
With
with
the whole village.
the whole village.
Yeah.
She ties in with the memory lost aspect of the story.
Yeah.
It's a
It's
brilliant.
just so good, man.
Yeah.
It's so good.
The one, the CGI is a little ropey.
Yeah,
Let's be
yes.
honest
Yeah.
about
Oh,
that
yeah.
one.
Yeah, the thing I find most shocking about this season is that this is just at the entrance to the floor.
Yeah,
What the
literally.
fuck is gonna happen when we actually get in there?
Yeah, that's the thing. When we get to floor 6 and floor 7, what is going to happen
Well,
there?
am I sorry? Just as this might be a stupid question, was the Golden City is it the village? No,
Don't think so.
no.
No,
because it's called the Golden City.
I think it kind of is that kind of meant to be that village.
It
Okay.
is that. It's kind of the you found it, but at what cost?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
right.
I think it's mostly called golden because obviously it's always set upon the what is the value of everything.
Yeah.
What is sort of the what is the value of a life?
Yeah.
It's
And-
in some way. If I compare it to anything, I say it's the law of equivalent exchange from the Alchemist.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
very, very similar in that regard. Now, Reese, you're a great champion of this show as well.
Yes.
As Elliot now, as you converted Elliot completely.
Oh,
Yeah.
fucking
And me,
absolutely.
and me.
The thing for me is though it is one of those you have to sort of sit down after you watch it and
Oh,
just
yeah.
go and put on something that cheers you up.
Yeah. Like, you cannot do much for the rest of the day after
No.
binging it.
Yeah, no, I'm back on Spyro for a bit.
I absolutely, I just binged the entire way through it. Yeah.
I had a horrible hangover on New Year's Day, and I came downstairs after feeling sick and having a headache and everything, and I put the show on. And I was like, why did I do this to myself?
Put on your Boy Kongming!
I know, I needed, that's what I should have done afterwards.
Yeah.
I needed like a mental break. I was just like,
Just
fuck.
you could have watched Bochi The Rock instead.
I know.
I'll say
know.
one thing about all of these shows that I think Made in Abyss is the winner in, and you're going to be surprised when I say this. Soundtrack.
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, yeah.
soundtrack is
That's phenomenal.
amazing.
The soundtrack in this show is phenomenal. Like the people who behind the music of the show know how to use music to affect a scene,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's a lot considering those are the shows that are in this
If
list.
there's anything I have to praise the show for, actually, it's fucking world building. Like
Yes,
just the
absolutely.
building of
Yeah, the
that village and just that village and the entirety and how it all works. Oh my god,
Yeah.
it was amazing.
Literally,
I will say that-
sorry.
I wasn't sure how they were going to tie the two stories together
Yeah.
when they started the show, and they did it expertly.
Because it's even down to the linguistic thing with
Yeah.
I can't remember the character's name, but and the symbolism in the show. All of it's not revealed until the last bit, but knowing it in context makes such a difference to you. Like on a rewatch, I no doubt it'd be
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I think the thing for me, though is, I think it's just a bit too much of a downer for me in some points. I'm kind of like,
Hmm.
I've always I'm kind of in that situation where I'm like, I have to be in the right mood to watch this.
I kind of disagree. I think there are still a lot of very light moments.
Yeah.
Like for example, Thingamajig going to like the food place.
No,
Yeah.
I thought that was just a very
Yeah, that
cute,
was.
very nice
So-
moment. And just seeing the chief go, "Hello,
Yeah.
I have many hands."
yeah, but one of the strongest points of the season was just the character designs.
Yeah.
Oh,
undoubtedly.
yeah,
So-
But
It's
again,
positive.
that's a lot of stuff they've carried over from the previous
Yeah.
arcs as well.
Yeah.
But just seeing the sheer variety of different designs in the village itself.
Reg,
Yeah, absolutely.
Reg is
like,
definitely becoming one of my favorite protagonists right now
Yeah.
in anime.
Yeah.
I still one of the funniest bits was when he asked, "Why am I named Reg? It's Reg. It's the name of my dog."
It has taken the focus away from Rico this season and in the movie, but I feel like the closer we get to the bottom, obviously.
Yeah, I think at the same time, it's definitely
central.
at the same time you can definitely tell that each floor is focusing on a different
Yes.
thing. Like
Yeah.
how the fourth one was focused on Nanami, was it?
Nanachi.
Yeah,
Nanchi.
Yeah.
The fifth one was focused on Pira and her father.
Yeah.
Again, I'm likely butchering the names,
But I feel like for this one though,
like I like that we dive more into Reg's backstory though. It
Yeah,
feels like
yeah.
with the last few the focus was mostly on
And what I think is great, and the first season, there's so many questions to answer. The second one, we're getting more of an insight into where people are from and you know why they're there. But I feel like there's always questions. And,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's
New questions with every
Yeah.
plot twist.
and not always.
okay.
And I'll be honest, I don't always want the answer to them.
No,
Yeah.
exactly.
It just makes you. I just want to keep things a mystery.
Fuck, man.
Do you mind
So
if
good.
do you mind if we move on to Mob Psycho 100 season 4?
Yeah, go.
Which I think was the perfect finale.
Yeah.
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 I feel like they nailed. They had the really tough task to nail this finale, and they nailed it. Again, more of that's down to the manga, but they had to. If the
Is that
anime,
the finale for the whole series.
I think it is
Yeah,
the finale for
yeah.
everything.
It's finished now.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
I feel like considering Mob's psychic powers was very much someone he was fighting against. I think him finally overcoming that is a very good.
Like, if there is more, and I've not read the manga, so I don't know if this genuinely is the end, but I suspect it is based on.
I don't know. I feel like there should
I
be a little
thought,
bit more.
because I thought in season two was like the halfway point of the series.
The only thing I know is that they made a big song and dance saying it's the end of the 6-year run of Mob Psycho online from like a Crunchyroll and other
Okay.
anime reviewers.
I also, even if there is more, don't go any further. Just end it there because this is a perfect ending.
I don't see how they could keep going.
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little bit disappointed. I mean, obviously, massive spoilers. That Dimple came back.
I
didn't think that was
agree.
needed.
I thought his sacrifice would have. I
Yeah.
thought him dying in this battle would have been like. It felt like his arc was complete. It
was
felt
not-
like. It just kind of feel like Reagan having these powers to combat mobs
Yeah.
kind of.
It was an ass pull.
I didn't like.
Actually, I'll be honest. I think Mob going, for lack of a better term, psycho, was a little bit forced.
It came out of nowhere.
Like
Yeah, that was-
he was hit by a truck, then all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I also didn't like the fact he got rejected by Tsubomi at the end.
Nah, I don't mind that. I feel like it kind of makes sense if you really think about it. Like they're still it confirmed at the end they're still talking. I think
Yeah.
them becoming friends again was a very good plot. Was a very good way to end it.
I also did like the joke of the fact that she had a whole line of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It felt like there needed to be more of at least maybe a couple more episodes to draw out the ending and maybe an epilogue or something. I didn't feel like the ending was very satisfactory.
What's your?
Yeah.
I would say the opposite. I feel like the ending was satisfactory.
Because I think I picked this for my wild card,
Yeah.
not having seen the final episode.
Yeah.
Re-
No, I think I like the final episode with Reagan. I like
Yeah.
the last bits with Reagan. Like I love that the bit that really brought Mob out of it was Reagan finally admitting that he didn't actually have psychic powers.
Yes, yeah, that was needed.
Yeah. No.
I actually forgot that he hadn't admitted that, and I was like, oh yeah.
I thought he kind of did, like in season 2 with the court scene.
Yeah, he kind
Yeah.
of did. He kind of but Mob sort of says he kind of says I kind of don't want to know.
Yeah.
Whereas in this
Yeah.
one he's like no, you have to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reese, what would you say? Do you find this as a satisfactory ending, or do you think it need a little more?
I did think it needed a little more, but what I didn't like was that we had the whole alien filler beforehand.
Oh yeah,
That was just completely pointless.
I love the alien
No.
filler. I thought it was fun.
Here's my thoughts on it. I feel like we still could have had that episode, but I feel like it should have been earlier in the season.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
maybe like the first
Yeah.
3 episodes, like when they're like maybe after they're doing the whole haunted house thing for the school festival.
Yeah.
Maybe then we could have got into the whole psycho helmet thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I,
Agreed.
It just felt so randomly
It
placed.
did.
the animation's still excellent though.
It is,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, I love the alien designs.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
One of the great. Sorry.
no, go ahead, mate, because you probably have more interest in the stage than I
No,
did.
I was just going to say the animation. It doesn't. Mob doesn't always need like a really a powerful emotive scene for the animation to be amazing. Even just in the frame by frame seconds, it can be. I think it can be great.
Can I also say I did really genuinely like some of the fight scenes in this.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, like holy hell, the highlight was easily Dimple versus the Mob Psycho helmet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, that was so good.
It's so hype.
However, I'm actually with this one. I'm going to say put a bit of restraint on spoilers because I want people that haven't experienced the end of it to experience the end of it.
We pretty much spoiled the ending already.
Yeah, we have. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
There's no point.
Well, okay, I just want to move on to Bochi The Rock then. Let's move on to Bochi
Yeah,
The Rock.
Yeah.
Okay, Bochi The Rock.
Oh, wow, much
Yeah.
better. The one thing that surprised me is the fact that this is topping a lot of anime of the year lists, considering
Rightly so.
that it kind of came out of nowhere, and in a
Yeah.
season when Chainsaw Man was expected to be the everyone's hype show. Now, Elliot, you're begging to gush
Oh,
over
I
this.
love this so much!
It's so good.
Oh my god, Bochi The Rock was just so fucking good.
It's like a can that shook up. You have to let it out eventually.
Yeah. No, it's like someone's got Candy Coke's put Mentos in it.
Yeah.
I've been so waiting all my life for a follow-up to K-On!
I have fucking adored this so much.
It's
I
great.
cannot stress how good it was.
The fact, I thought I was going to say, well, this will be the spiritual successor to K-On!, but I won't like it as much as K-On! I'm like, holy shit, I like this as much as K-On!
Yeah.
I think they go. What I found interesting though is the dynamic of the group is almost entirely different to K-On! With K-On!, it starts out with the ultimate extrovert joining the band.
And this time it's the ultimate
introvert.
Yeah.
Reese, have you seen K-On!?
Yeah, but I've not finished it.
Can I just say the movie has Waitrose product placement?
I remember-
I promise that's true.
Yeah, I remember you saying they have actually have product placement from actual British companies.
Yeah, they have.
hilarious.
There's all sorts. There's Turkish Airlines product placement
They were just like, right, who can we reach out to?
Because-
Go everywhere.
because they go to the UK, they go to London
Brilliant.
in the show, and there's all these.
Oh. Oh, look at the puppy.
Oh dear,
Ripley.
Doctor.
Ripley.
Also something I like to say, happy birthday to Ripley's puppies yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah.
They turned a year old.
Oh, Mummy Ripley. Oh, bless her.
So what's in your
And she hasn't met any of them since.
Oh.
Ripley? Do you?
Seriously, someone from my extended family has one of Ripley's puppies. I am desperate to get them to meet her.
Hello, Ripley. Ripley, did you like Bochi The Rock?
Not enough dogs in it.
Why did you say it like Mickey Mouse?
Huh? I sure did love Bochi The Rock.
I was more of a fan of Bibliophile Princess.
I definitely should have scored this over summertime rendering. Oh. Actually, no, I did that joke. I actually like summertime rendering.
I've not started it yet.
Can I say,
I'm
I
sorry.
absolutely laughed my ass off at the Yamcha reference and the astrology tower.
Yes.
I was watching it with Claire and I had to pause and say, do you understand this, by the way?
No, I love the Bochi The Rock, like the different styles of variants of animation that they had.
Yeah, 100%.
Like I love, at one point they literally just had a guy with a camera running in the real world,
yeah.
and it gives you glimpses of Bochi as a rock.
Yes.
I do. I also love the her wearing the glasses and the moustache. Going, welcome.
Yeah, and all of the 3D sequences that look like bowling alley
Yeah.
strikes. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love how it just got worse and worse and
Yeah,
worse
yeah,
and
yeah.
worse, and then beep,
It's so good.
to the
man.
point where she was literally T-posing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I also add
they have so
as
much
well
fun
though?
with it.
What do we think of the music in Bochi The Rock? I really
Oh,
like the
the
music.
music is
Really good.
amazing.
One of the as a specific thing, in the first time that they play in the venue, and she's commenting on the fact that okay, this person's slightly out of time. I can't get this thing in tune.
Yeah.
You can actually
Someone's
kind of
fallen
hear
down,
that in the
haven't they?
music, which I find really interesting. In a lot of
Yeah,
shows,
like
they might,
you can tell that.
yeah, and I think they obviously put a lot of care into to the audio production to say, okay, you need to do it in this specific way, even though these are professional musicians. Just play it wrong, just for the purpose of the anime.
That's supposed to be really hard for a professional musician.
Yeah,
Like,
no
can you
doubt.
play this wrong?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Which I think such attention to detail.
What do you actually would say, comparing the songs between your boy Kongming and Bochi The Rock, who do you think comes out on top?
Honestly,
I'd say Bocce.
I say
really-
Bocce.
it's
I
really-
say Bocce, but it's more just because I prefer the music style.
I think it's the same for me, yeah. But
Yeah.
I do very much like Kongming as well.
I will
Both
say,
are very good.
Yeah, I think Bochi has stronger instruments, but
Yeah.
Kongming has better vocals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I'll give it that.
like I think when it comes to individual songs, Aiko's Dreamer, no contest.
Yeah.
I will say also as well that but the final concert was fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Like-
Stage dive.
As someone
you
who's,
gotta love that even then she still wasn't confident.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, I've done that. It's really hurts.
I bet, yeah.
Um,
When did you stage dive?
oh god,
Last week.
Down the stairs.
God,
Because he lost balance.
in my early 20s, never again.
Where were you?
Manchester Academy.
Great.
Never again.
Fair play.
I'm gonna stick to mosh pits, thanks.
My least, I think I can't think of that many weaknesses for this show. It's very well put together.
Both this and Made in Abyss are like the two shows that
Yeah.
came out. Two of the only shows that came out this year that I just think I can't think of a downside to them.
Yeah.
They are both so good.
Yeah.
I do feel like it takes a little bit to introduce all the characters, but it's good character introduction.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I feel like if they just introduced them too quickly, it would have been a bit overwhelming.
I also think this is another one where I'm going to say, if I ever get around to reading the manga, I'll say this is an anime that outdoes its manga because both it and K-On! Are based on what's known as 4-korma mangas, which are there's only like 4 panels on each page,
Okay.
and they tell like mini stories. Like another one that's coming out this season that does a similar thing is Tomo-chan as a girl.
Okay.
So when
that one.
Yeah, so when anime gets these, they have to often extend. When they get the series, they either have to make them into shorts, or they have to extend them out a bit.
So like they did with Garfield.
kind of similar deal, actually. Yeah,
Interesting.
bit weird comparison, but yeah,
That
no,
makes sense.
But the
Well, both have Bill Murray in them.
Yeah.
Bill Murray's in Bochi The
Bill
Rock.
Murray as Bocce, I've got to say,
Yeah.
was amazing.
Inspired choice.
Bill Murray was Bocce, Nick Cage was the drummer,
Do you know what I think I found interesting?
David Draymond was a bassist. Very interesting choice.
Before we move into Blue Lock, I will say, do you know Bill Murray only took up Garfield because he thought the Coen brothers were directing it?
Yeah,
Really?
legit.
Did not
That's
know that.
genuinely.
Thank you for teaching me that, nostalgia critic. Now get out of here.
Final anime to talk about is Blue Lock.
Yeah.
Great.
Can I?
Wow.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
For me personally, I have the best animation of any of these productions.
Ooh, that is.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I'm not sure I'm going to agree with you on that one. Also,
I'd argue Mob Psycho was better, honestly.
it's not my favorite sports anime. That's still Haikyuu.
Oh, it's mine
Yeah.
easily.
Well, no, because I want to see more of Blue Lock to know that for certain.
Well,
I
again,
think
at the
it was-
time,
Yeah, from what I've heard, a lot of people. I'm pretty sure people compare it to Haikyuu.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but the thing about it is,
sure,
for me, is Jujutsu Kaisen. It's got a bit of Jujutsu Kaisen similar for us because of the sense of at the time recording, only 13 episodes are out, and there's going to be another at least 11 or 12 to go before we're done. And admittedly, I'm a little behind because I went back watching it in the dub.
The way they introduced the second call was really good, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is weird because I was like going into the second core thinking, wait, you've got me introduced to all these characters. I really like them, and you're now saying I'm going to not see them for ages.
I don't mind because it's kind of like you could tell they're sort of doing a dynamic where they're introducing different characters, seeing how they play off one another.
Also, incidentally, there is one negative to the show. The people drawing the real footballs. Have you ever seen those footballs in real life? I honestly, no joke. I took a picture. My uncle's a really big Arsenal fan, so I took a picture of the time they have Lionel Messi up, and I said, I'm not.
Yeah.
And I sent it to him and saying, "Are you? This doesn't really look like Lionel Messi, does it?" And he said, "No, it looks like Harry Kane." And that's the other thing. That's the one thing I'll say really against the show. They also.
I'll say this. I don't mind it, but that's just because I don't know what the football does look like.
No, but-
My only experience of football is this Awashi and me occasionally watching it just so I can spam this.
Elliot, turn it off, man, quick.
Well, it's not copyrighted.
I think it is technically.
It's not.
It's not. Zero Lenny plays it all the fucking time.
All right.
But some people did say they drew them that badly to get around copyright.
Maybe.
Yes, their images are copyrighted.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
they are.
fuck. Okay.
That's why it costs so much to get them on the FIFA box art.
Oh, never mind.
That's
Never
hilarious.
mind.
Oh,
Yeah.
now that makes sense. Yes, that is really annoying.
Okay, so
Okay, we can-
law retracted.
Yeah, I'll say that's a flaw retracted because, but I will say, maybe they should have paid a bit of money and got those licenses.
Oh, well, they would have been looking at a lot of money
I
for
feel
that.
like the budget. If you're putting that much budget,
Yo,
into
yeah, no,
animation,
fair enough.
You probably wouldn't do it for like a 3-second snippet of a player.
Okay, then can someone tell FIFA to get off their high horse and get rid of this stupid con?
It's FIFA. Do you
Yeah.
think they're really
No.
going to?
No.
Well, also don't forget, FIFA 23 is the last FIFA now.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's the last FIFA.
Yeah.
They've lost the license. EA's
Yeah.
lost the license to FIFA. They've got to call it something else starting soon.
EA Football.
Well, the Pro Evo's gone as well because that's called East Football now.
Because it used to be Pro Evolution Soccer.
I'll-
PS.
Yeah,
I'll say-
aka the best football series, but probably just because I played it a bit when I was a kid.
I've got to show you. There's a really great Jamali Maddox clip I've got to show you after this about that. But
Pro Evolution Soccer's 2005 players, where you at?
can I also add to this thing though? No, I wasn't the hugest fan of this. I like it a lot. I can make a case for it winning.
Yeah.
Oh no, I thought it was like fantastic. I love the idea that it has. Like with most sports anime, it's just friendship, teamwork. Come on, guys. In this one, it's just I'm gonna be the most selfish bastard possible.
And I really
it's
like-
all me. And I love that idea of it.
And I really liked having the traitor in there that sold them out. That was cool.
I mean, it's how you would probably imagine it happening.
Yeah.
Like someone trying to exploit the rules so that they can win.
It really reminded me of something. In Hunter x Hunter, there's the dodgeball, like quite famous sequence. The end of that has Hisoka, like Gon puts all of his energy into one strike of the ball, and it gets rebounded back. And Hisoka says, "No, this isn't the way Gon would have wanted to win." And so he uses the power effectively to win in the way that Gon would have wanted. That really reminds me of the traitor. He could have sat back and said, "No, I'm just going to win and go through." But he actually acted in order to put himself at risk, in order to save his teammates from losing, which it really reminded me of that sequence.
the thing is-
I'll be honest. Whenever I think of dodgeball now, I just think of the Spy Family thing.
The thing as well though with
Shut.
the thing is though with the traitor actually, that's how a lot of football scandals tend to happen as well. There is a lot of like private betting.
People being
Scams.
bribed to lose.
Well,
Match fixing.
there's an amazing one I saw one time where the goalkeeper actually passed it backwards like that. He just literally tapped it backwards so it went back in the goal.
Really?
The thing I love as well is all these characters are equally great. Like I think if I remember, we all ended up picking different characters. One of us picked Ego, I picked Bachira, one of us picked Isagi.
I picked Ego.
Yeah,
It's like
I made a mistake not picking someone from that show. I definitely did. I freely admit that. But for me, the weakest thing for me about this show is the fact I don't know I can't really fully judge it. We can't fully judge it at the minute because it's got the same problem we have with Witch of Mercury. We don't really know where but that being said, it also kind of doesn't work on how you pick strikers. Like that's.
We're not looking for realism.
Logic in anime again, Cal.
No, the thing is, you can kind of see the selfishness with how strikers would play. It's exaggerated. I'm fully aware.
But there is definitely. But the
like it's a contrast to Aoashi. Aoashi is a bunch of players who don't work, who kind of struggle to work together, coming together because of the main character. In this one, again, it's every player for himself. It almost feels like they're reluctantly working together.
Can I say to you watch Haikyuu as well? It seems similar to Haikyuu in the sense of everyone's a protagonist of their own story.
Yeah, pretty much. That's a good way of putting it.
But the thing for me as well though is I find it interesting. Japan starts doing really well in the World Cup at the same time.
Everyone's just like the plan's working.
State propaganda. It's actually funded by the.
There were
Japanese
so
government.
many Blue Lock memes after they beat Germany.
So many, so fucking many.
It was so fucking hilarious.
Taking pictures of the manager and I'm assuming putting Ego's face.
Yes, it did. So I think it's time to come to comparisons now. I'd say.
Yeah.
OPs, what wins?
Kongming.
Kongming, probably.
Kongming.
Because it's
Yeah, Kongming.
Because it's the OP that stays with you the longest.
It's still playing.
I
It's still on a loop. Every time I try to think of something, it all of a sudden ban, no
cheeky ban.
I would definitely add into this discussion a Made in Abyss and Bochi The Rock, certainly.
I think-
And Spy. Sorry, not.
Blue Lock as well, actually, for that matter. Blue Lock is
and
fantastic.
Spy-
OP.
Well, Blue Locks is Union Square Garden. That's why I like
Yeah.
them.
Spy Family
Spy
Season
Season.
2 OP as well is great.
I think Spy Family opening 1 as well is great as well.
Yeah, no, it is good as well, but I would say...
I'd say I prefer OP1 a little bit more.
Can I
than OP2.
find it?
I'm
Am
not
I
psycho.
weird that I kind of think that Made in Abyss is the weakest one out of this bunch?
Disagree. Hard disagree. I really like it.
I'd say.
No, I changed my mind. Cyberpunk Edgeruners is the weakest one.
Yeah,
out of this lot.
that's what I have.
It has
Yeah.
no personality. What?
Well,
There's
it's
fire.
yeah, because the whole thing, it's an old copyrighted song anyway, and they don't do much visually.
Like,
Yeah.
well, these are all copyright songs, so they're all just J-pop songs,
Yeah,
with the exception of Cyberpunk.
I'd probably say I saw Cyberpunk. Maybe My Dress Up Darling. The OP is,
Yeah,
the
I-
OP is good.
I want to try and defend it now, but I can't. I will
Yeah.
say. I will say though, it does match the show very well,
yeah.
and I think there's a lot more. But if you
Yeah,
don't,
I like to know the worst does not mean as bad.
no, again,
No,
and
not at
I
all.
just think the Franz Ferdinand song doesn't match Cyberpunk very well, and it's also the opening doesn't have the personality that it needs to have. Like that was the only one I was hearing skip every time.
Yeah.
I mean, admittedly, I'm not a Franz Ferdinand fan, so that probably doesn't help. EDs, well, your boy Kongming wins this one. Sorry, it really just does.
Let's pick one up, Kongming then.
Oh, Spy X Family.
Yeah, but I Spy X Family.
I
both
say,
of them.
I say,
For me
Yeah,
personally,
Spy Family.
ED1
Yeah.
is a bit stronger for me.
I liked
I,
Bochi
th-
The
I
Rock
think
CD as well.
ED1 had the better visuals, but I personally, if you ask me, ED2 had the better song.
What about? I think we've read though. Bocce the Rocks was pretty good.
Oh, I'll say as well, I put honorable mention number 0, Futo PI.
That was an amazing one in all fairness. I'm fully with you on that one.
What was Lycoris?
We are not learning that for the next con we go to.
Did Lycoris Recoil have a good idea? I can't remember.
That was more like slice of life.
that was pretty good.
That one was alright.
Which is the one that goes do 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 do.
It's not Lycoris Recoil. That one started out with every after.
I can't remember.
In that case, I said, if we're talking best honorable mention, Call of the Night for me.
Again,
Oh, yeah, what was this?
falling.
No,
that's
ED.
Oh yeah, that one as well.
That was good.
You're that fine.
Oh yeah. Do, 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 do.
I will say, can I add let's talk about though, I think main characters, they all had really great main
Main
characters.
character. Oh.
This is the problem. The other years we've done this, one of them has been clearly very strong in one area and they've been weak in another area. This year they're all really strong. I don't think the
I'd
comparison.
say Bocce personally.
I kind of feel like Bocce
yeah,
wins this one.
I bought you.
Maybe David as a potential one. He's a very strong main character.
Yeah, I David for best boy.
I think you have to kind of remove from the argument Made in Abyss because it shared too much amongst the main cast.
I don't. Can I?
Unless we're saying best protagonist.
Can I say I don't think our comparison method is actually going to work too well this year because I think they're all very strong in all these departments.
Well, yeah, otherwise they wouldn't be.
Like the animation, you could make a case for any of them. You can make a case for the fact that Cyberpunk has great trigger animation. Mob Psycho has the great animation it's always had. Made in Abyss's animation is great.
Yeah.
None of them that weak. I think if we're going to say the weakest one, it was probably probably My Dress Up Darling.
Yeah.
But even then, it's really strong.
When it comes to weakest, I'd say we get Boy Kongming probably.
Okay, yeah, fine. Let's go with your boy Kongming. But even then, your boy Kongming is pretty good. It's just
Yeah.
the weakest of a good lot. If we're talking
Best sidecast.
sidecast, again, I think maybe your boy Kongming wins that one. You can make a case for that. But then
Honestly, with sidecast, I say Blue Lock.
Blue Lock has
Blue Lock had a fantastic
Blue Lock,
sidecast.
but you can make a really great case for Cyberpunk Edgeruners as well. Yeah, I think Cyberpunk Edgeruners is one of the great main casts.
Potentially Spy X Family.
Spy X Family has a great side cast. It's really, really hard. I think if we're going by the weakest side cast, it's definitely My Dress Up Darling.
Well, maybe,
And I hate saying that because
I hate a bit to say this, but maybe Witch and Mecury, because again, there's a number that we just don't get much from.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Like Gruul's the only one they've really proper developed.
And
at this
again,
point.
at Ellen to an extent.
Yeah.
they'll be developed down the line, no doubt. But at the moment,
probably.
at this point in time, it's hard to say.
What's the thing is though? I mean, we might look back on this and say what were we thinking? Which from Mercury turned out to be amazing, and
Yeah.
and everything we said.
We're
got
talking about
fixed.
for now.
Yeah, for now, obviously for now, but it's like it's gonna hindsight is probably going to play a bit of a factor in this one.
Yeah.
Best villain?
Best villain, I'm gonna say
Made in Abyss.
no, Cyberpunk. No, Main Abyss. You're right.
No, I actually that's another criticism with Cyberpunk. I don't really like the villain.
Oh no, desperate.
I didn't like him because it kind of just felt like big corporate villain,
Yeah, that's
and they kind
Cyberpunk.
of didn't really become a villain until that final arc.
Yeah, but that's what I liked about it. The fact that he's and then by the end of it, he's just a pathetic mooch that's still leeching off the system that he's trying to exploit.
Yeah, but it's again, it's the kind of thing we've seen a lot. I think I say Main Abyss because it's something that's actually pretty unique.
Yeah, no, that's the reason why I would say maybe Made in
Yeah.
Abyss you make a better case, but I think it's a close call for me between Made in Abyss and Cyberpunk Edgerunners.
Could you
No,
say, could you say
exactly.
Lycoris Recoil?
Yeah, Lycoris Recoil.
Lycoris Recoil is a good one. I don't think it's quite as strong as the other two.
I think another maybe an example is Blue Lock, but you could argue that the main character's an anti-hero,
Yeah.
potentially.
I don't really think
Please
there
don't
are. I don't think there really are any villains
Yeah.
in Blue Lock. They're all just kind of rivals.
Also, while
Yeah,
we're on the subject,
rivals,
please
that's
don't take him down the Eren Yeager route. I beg you.
Oh, no.
I'm sick of Eren Yeager talk as is.
No, I don't. No, I don't think. I don't think they will. I feel.
No, I don't think they will. I'm just saying, could he please not do it?
Yeah.
Okay, can I ask another thing? Which one do we think left the most impact by its ending?
Made in Abyss.
Well, obviously we're going to take Blue Lock out of the mix because it's not ended, but
Made in Abyss or Bochi?
for me it's probably
I say when it comes to general cyberpunk.
yeah, Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
When I got to the end of that, I was like, wow, that was a moment.
Well, Lycoris
Yeah,
Recoil,
I would
Boy
definitely say
Kongming,
as much as I do criticize Cyberpunk, they did do a pretty good ending.
I will say,
For me, say Cyberpunk or Witch and Mercury.
which one?
Oh,
Mercury?
which one? Mercury?
I will say, you guys are making a much better case for. I did come in today thinking I was going to be really championing Made in Abyss season 2. You guys are making a very good case for it.
Maybe My Dress Up Darling as well. That had a very good ending.
Yeah, that's a very good ending, and it's like they didn't. They do a sort of like a solo story, but it's not against type for them.
Yeah.
Your Boy Kongming as well, I would argue, is a fantastic ending.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, if it hadn't nailed that ending, I wouldn't be excited to try and keep up with it. Like that's probably going to be some of the things I read on the flight to America. I'm going to be reading your Boy Kongming. Do you mind if I ask though, which one do you think had the best character design? And can I?
Made in Abyss.
Can I?
Yeah.
Okay, can I stop for a second there? Let's take out the ones that had previous scenes. So we'll take out Made in Abyss, and
Well, no, you can't take out Made in Abyss because of the.
no, we'll
variety
say
of
Made in Abyss
elements.
wins. But if we took those out that had longer to
Well,
develop, that already had well-established character designs that we're used to, in the case of Made in Abyss and Mob Psycho 100.
No, I say Made in Abyss as well for everyone new.
Yeah.
Okay,
For all the new
But,
characters.
Yeah.
but then again, Bochi The Rock, I would say, very simplistic but strong character.
Bochi The Rock is strong in this area.
Cyberpunk Edgeruners.
Cyberpunk
has an
Edgeruners
amazing
very-
variety of
My Dress
characters.
Up Darling has a really good character design.
You also
Yeah.
got Witch and Mercury with all the mech
Yep.
designs.
Spy X Family as
Is-
well, Blue Lock even.
Is your boy Kongming weak in this area or not? 'Cause
No, I don't
No,
think so at all.
I
No, it's
think
not.
with Kongming, they just look kind of average or non-remarkable.
As
Whereas
you might
whereas- compared to everyone else.
Kongming kind of stands out in
Yeah.
that group. What do we think? We already said soundtrack. We think Made in Abyss wins.
Yeah.
I think, but I would say there's a lot of good contenders.
Blue Lock's a fucking good soundtrack.
Blue Lock's an amazing soundtrack. Yeah,
Cyberpunk
absolutely.
has a very good soundtrack.
Yeah, yeah.
Bochi The Rock and Kongming have great soundtracks.
Even Lycoris Recoil has a good soundtrack.
I think I feel like though we're kind of going around in a bit in circles here because they're all very very good. So I feel like we're going.
Do we want to rank from 1 to 10?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Okay, yeah, that's
So
fine.
we're gonna do it a bit. So let's go straight to it. I think. So we're gonna do it a bit differently this time. We're gonna each name what came in a different position, and then go to the next person what came in that position. So everyone's gonna get their 10th first.
One sec. I think I finally decided on what my favourite, on what my list actually is now.
I haven't, yeah. I just thought I'd do it now.
It's more just the top two I was really struggling on.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna shift one around. It's not changed my top lot, but I'm gonna shift two of them around because I think one of them had a bit more because you guys convinced me a bit more on something that I wasn't as convinced on.
Yeah.
So
not Blue Lock, not Blue Local.
so mine is done.
Mine. Yeah, I don't see mine changing.
Okay, so are you done, Ren?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go with everyone's 10th place. So this is worth 1 point.
Mhm.
Reese, what have you got?
I went My Dress Up Darling.
Oh, shame. I think I see this pattern happening. Elliot?
I went with Cyberpunk Edgeruners.
Oh, that's interesting.
As I said, I have more problems with this show than I think I do the others.
Ren?
I went with My Dress Up Darling.
Well, I went
Sorry,
for,
Carl.
and I hate to say this because again, anything that loses the bomb is just that's the worst of a strong lock, or the weakest of a
Yeah.
strong lock. I went for Blue Lock.
Oh.
wow, goodness.
I very big disagree with that.
It's just the one that left the least amount of impact on me at the end.
Oh.
I'd say that was the only reason why. Let's go for our 9th place. This is worth 2 points. Reese.
I went with Cyberpunk.
Oh, I thought that'd be higher
Wow.
for you.
Elliot.
I went with Lycoris Recoil.
Lycoris Recoil. So that's got 2 points.
I also went with Lycoris Recoil.
4 points. I went for Lycoris Recoil as well. So
You're the one who picked that.
because I felt it was necessary for it to be in there rather than
it was worthy of discussion, definitely.
Because if I would have put Romance Killer or Vampire in the Garden if I was picking something I proper felt.
Yeah.
Let's go with 8th place. So worth 3 points. Lycoris Recoil's definitely not one now, no matter what Reese gives it. I'd say.
Well, that was my 8th.
So yeah, Lycoris Recoil's final score is going to be 9 points out of 40.
Wow.
I went with Mob Psycho 100 Season 3.
I quite like doing it like this. This is like Eurovision.
Yeah.
Um,
I also went for Mob Psycho 100 Season 3,
I went for.
and it was my pick.
Yeah, you know, you did have a lot to complain about. In all
Yeah.
fairness.
I went
It was the
for-
last episode. For me.
I went for, and don't take this one great because again at this point I'm saying I can make a case for any of these.
Mhm.
Your boy Kongming.
Oh.
So at the minute, I mean, Lycoris Recoil's in the lead, but it's not going to win. Let's go for our 7th place. So this is worth 4 points.
I went with Yeah Boy Kongming.
Reese,
I went with Mob Psycho Season 3.
it's now taking the lead.
I went with Gundam.
Ooh.
Gundam there. That's first points. It's on the board. And I went for Mob Psycho Season 3.
This is one list where the later is mentioned, the better off it is.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. So now we're going up to
Number 6.
number 6. Reese, what have you got?
I went with Your Boy Kongming.
Your boy Kongming. I did it again. I did it again.
Good. Keep doing it.
It's impossible not to.
5 points this is, so
I watch it in sub. I don't have to do it. Hey.
so it's 12 points. Yep.
I went with My Dress Up Darling.
That's what. So it's 5 points. So it's on 7.
I went for Blue Lock.
Blue Lock 6, and I went for Gundam G Witch.
Very nice.
So at the minute, Mars Cycle 100 is in the lead with 14 points.
Mhm.
Time to go to the top 5. So worth 6 points this one.
Yep.
Reese, what's your 5th place?
So mine was Spy X Family.
Elliot,
Mine was Mobile Suit Gundam Witch of Mecury.
it's taking the lead. It's on 15.
Mine was Your Boy Kongming.
It's now taking the lead. It's in 18,
Hey.
18 points. And my one was Bochi The Rock.
Whoa.
Oh.
That's surprising for me.
It was going to score higher, but you guys think it
I'm
swapped
fighting words.
it swapped places with 4th place because you guys convinced me.
Okay.
Come on now, level up Archie.
Poppy Dukes. Ha!
Let's go to our 4th places then. This is worth
Take yourself to downtown.
7 points, and you got to. The only one that's on its tail at the minute is Witch from Mecury. Your boy Kongming is well in the league with 18.
Oh.
Um,
In all fairness, I think we've all mentioned it by now.
4 points to Reese. What's your next one?
Mine is Blue Lock.
Blue Lock came
Oh.
4th for you,
Yep.
so it's worth 7 points. So it's on 13.
Mine's Spy Family.
Also on 13 now.
I'm sorry, Ripley's haven't won in attention.
No.
You in a lucky mood
Cyberpunk
again.
Edgeruners.
Cyberpunk
Oh.
Edgeruners for you, so
4th
it's
for me.
on 10 points.
Yep.
And for me, it was Made in Abyss Season 2.
8 points. 7 points.
Yeah.
The
first points.
Yeah,
So, which is definitely showing a sign here.
that's a good sign.
So obviously we'll do third place and then we'll say who came first because obviously after that point it's obvious.
Yeah.
So third place what was it for you? So
mine
we've
is,
got 8 points.
Yep. So mine's Bochi The Rock.
Bochi The Rock. It's going to get 8 points. So it's on. It's
Come on.
14. 14.
114.
That was a typo. Elliot.
Blue Lock.
Blue Lock.
Is this what's getting 8 points?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's taking the lead. Blue Lock's in the lead with 21.
Spy X Family for me.
8 points, so it's getting
21.
21. It's also on 21. It's following the same trajectory as Blue Lock at the minute. And my one was My Dress Up Darling.
Wait, it wasn't first year count?
Shut.
But the Opie!
It's jeez.
But count, she's blonde.
Shut the hell up.
Yeah, but the hose!
Me no compute.
Okay, so that means obviously the two left for you, Reese, are what two left for you?
Made in Abyss and G-Witch.
So which one came first for you? So it's 9 and 10 points. So which one came first?
Let me guess.
G-Witch.
Of course.
Came first.
Yep,
Oh my god, I did not see that one coming.
Yeah, especially after that final episode. And second was Made in Abyss.
9 points will go to Made in Abyss.
Yep.
Thank you for saving me the time.
Sorry.
Elliot, so the two left for you are Made in Abyss Season 2
And Bochi The Rock.
and Bochi The Rock. What got the 10 points?
Made in Abyss.
Oh!
Whoa!
I'm so sorry, Bochi The Rock.
Was not expecting that.
The Bochi The Rock gets 9, so it's on 23.
I cannot stress how fucking close those
Can I
two
say
were.
it's really close now between Bochi and Made in Abyss?
It was like, with
What was
Bochi
she
and
left
Made in
for
Abyss, it was
you?
like
Exactly
0,
the
0,
same
0,
time.
0.1.
So 9 points for Bochi and 10 points for Made in Abyss.
Oh my god.
wow.
Yeah, I know.
Really?
I was
You as
so,
well?
I was so close, you know. I was
Oh
so
my
close.
god. Yeah, it was like 0.0000001.
I know.
It's so
I know.
fucking tough.
Now see, the two left for me are Cyberpunk Edgeruners and Spy X Family.
Oh, so you don't change the overall score for
So
the
I
top.
probably won't change the overall score, but so my winner was Cyberpunk Edgerunners.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow, fair enough.
And so I've got to calculate this up.
So do we want to still cut
No,
to
no,
top
no.
three?
We this one is pure scores.
Okay, sure.
So the and I think
Let's
that,
go from bottom to top.
so the bronze medal.
I mean, let's go 10 to 10
Okay,
to 1.
so
Let's just go for
10. So the one that scored the lowest was Lycoris Recoil, only scored 9 out of 40. The next one up was My Dress Up Darling, which came 9th. It got
So
15.
then Mob Psycho Season 3 actually
No,
came out.
no, Mob Psycho Season 3 came 9th. It get 14.
Oh, wow.
8th was My Dress Up Darling, got 15.
Yeah.
Your Boy Kongming was 7th with
Oh,
18.
thank God he didn't say it in that way. Don't fucking dare.
Okay, fine. That's it. The joke's over.
It's not even a joke, it's just you saying an anime in a weird way.
So 7th was that.
6th place, I think, is
6th place is Cyberpunk Edgeruners. It scored 20 out of 40. 6th place. So 5th place was Blue Lock, scored 21.
Woo!
4th place was Witch from Mecury, just missed out a medal with 25. Bronze medal goes to Spy X Family with 30 out of 40. The silver went to Bochi The Rock with 32 out of 40. And the winner, the gold medal, and our Anime Amigos Anime of the Year 2022 is Made in Abyss Season 2 with 36 out of 40.
Can I just say, this is the first time of my wildcards won!
Hey!
Everybody, fucking clap your hands! Before we do that,
Yeah, baby!
Excellent
That's
stuff.
what I'm here for, that's what it's all about!
the club, Elliot.
do you want to know what the order would have been if we'd gone to the tiebreaker?
What?
Bottom, and you're really going to hate this, by the way.
G-Witch.
G-Witch was bottom.
Yeah. Wow.
So I want to say this was out of 15. It scored 11.86.
Yeah.
Next was Lycoris Recoil that had 28.38 out of 15. Your Boy Kongming was after that, 12.39. Dress Up Darling, 12.58. Blue Lock then was 12.62. Cyberpunk Edgeruners, 12.99. Made in Abyss Season 2, 13.06. Mob Psycho Season 3,
I knew
13.13.
Mob Psycho would be
Spy X Family, 13.23. Bochi The Rock topped that list
Wow.
with 13.37.
That doesn't surprise me.
in fairness.
Are you already that surprised I picked Made in Abyss over Bochi The Rock?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a little bit, yeah.
I'll be honest, here's the reason why. Bochi The Rock, I will admit, it's the most fun I've had with an anime this year. Made in Abyss, I felt just had the better story, the better world building, really well defined characters. I just don't see. I think of Made in Abyss, I don't see a single flaw.
No.
I think I will admit, I do. Of all the arcs, I think my favorite is the movie. I think the movie is my favorite of them, but yeah, it's just honestly. I just fucking love it.
Can I? Okay, I feel like I'm happy with it. We've righted the wrongs.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
But because I don't want that to be the only reason that we picked this, because we should absolutely have picked Made in Abyss Season 1.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
at
to
the
be-
time.
But still, oh my god, Bochi though, I can't.
Yeah.
I was so close to picking it.
I can't think of a single flaw of Bochi either.
Same.
No, I'm struggling to pick a flaw with Bochi, but at the end of the day, I went with.
Like of all the I want a fucking season 2 of Bochi The Rock.
Absolutely.
Out of
Yeah.
everything, I want a season 2 of that one.
with
more.
my one, I just went with my gut feeling. I think that's what
Yeah.
did it for me. I
Which
went,
is the same with me.
Yeah.
wait, so again,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, no bias in it at all.
No, at all. Ignore the t-shirts I'm currently wearing.
So
That's just Optimus Prime with a haircut.
can I?
Oh god, that was embarrassing because during the Olympics, they showed
Oh, yes, you
that
mentioned
picture of the Unicorn Gundam, and BBC Sports said
Oh.
the Transformer in the background.
Oh yeah, God.
The internet
Good God.
blew up that day.
And I thought the biggest problem with the Olympics was they didn't have any Nintendo music in the opening ceremony.
So
Yeah, they played a bunch of Sonic.
So we're probably back late next month. Obviously, circumstance depending on that one, but we would definitely be in. We got March for and of course next one we're doing if we're not waiting until March to do our best of winter. Next one back is Anime Mastermind, and
I already have my categories for it.
and we're going to give our thoughts on how JoJo finished up now that it's all done.
Yeah.
At last, a JoJo episode.
Probably don't say it like finished up. That's,
Well, no, the most recent series did.
yeah, I mean don't say it as finished up. It's like
I see what you mean.
Oh
yeah.
my.
Finished all over the place.
So
Dreadful cleanup.
thank
especially
you.
with Runaround.
So-
It's JoJo's after all. He goes like a hentai protagonist.
True.
Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you all next time. Goodbye, folks.
Goodbye.
Take care, y'all.
Thank you. Ripley.
Oh, mind the cables, Ripley.